I think today is gonna be a good one. What's up, dudes? Thanks for all the resubs. You can't make this up. Damn, it's been like 5 minutes since I've been on duty. Is it already happening?
Yeah, we got to talk, Flop.
Yeah, I saw that coming. All right, I'll see you in a minute.
All right, I'll meet you.
All right, well, that was fucking quick.
I could not agree more. I've always been of that mindset.
It's just a lot of small stuff is being,
Coming down. You guys can hold your breath if you'd like. Hello.
Morning, Flop.
Good morning. Is Bones here? Or I'm meeting him somewhere.
Downstairs, I think.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
What's up?
I was coming down from the roof. I heard everyone talking. I thought you were down there. You're not. Where am I meeting you?
I'm at the side parking lot. The side lot, right where you can park personal cars and all that.
Outside?
Mm-hmm.
All good? All right. I will see you in... Oh, there you are. All right, cool.
Right.
Good.
Yep.
If you put up a Sangang spray, I would have...
Hell no.
If I had to take a guess, I probably know what this is about. How you doing today?
What's that? I'm good. Just got the
lowdown?
actual lowdown. The fucking lowdown.
Yeah. So, Bones, I'm gonna just... I'm gonna bring up a name. Just yay or nay it. Declan Crane?
No. Wait,
No?
well, somewhat. Well, this is somewhat about that.
Oh.
I mean, there's a bunch of things that I got to talk to you about.
Y'all good. Should we get on radio or are we just driving and talking right now?
We're 10-7. I'm gonna park somewhere.
Y'all good.
Just don't want to be an MRPD.
No, you're good. You're fine.
If we're there, then everybody else goes.
Yeah. Have you been, Bones? You been good? I hope you're not stopping in Forum. Listen, man, I know a lot's been going on, but not Forum.
No, the red light.
Okay, thank God.
It's red light, Flop.
I know.
I've been good. I mean, there's a lot to fucking take care of all the time, all the damn time.
I feel it, man. I get it. Can I ask a question before we start this? Have you spoken with anyone else in command, or are we just talking right now? Is this delegation, or are we proceeding with something? Because
This is delegation.
Okay. Because I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody. Yeah.
I'm getting sent to you to talk to you about this thing. I wasn't around for
yeah,
the night of the 12th.
good night.
Was it?
No, it was a hard... I started my day off in a shitstorm.
All right.
We'll talk. We'll find a nice spot, and I'm not gonna bullshit you through and through. I'm gonna be honest with you. How's today been? Today been okay?
Yeah. I mean, I got on duty. Dealt with Kyle Fred thing. It's really slow, but there's not that many cops on duty.
Yeah. Shift 3 hasn't exactly had numbers either because of the whole academy thing, but...
Yeah. Okay.
You got a cigarette by chance? If not, it's all good.
Nope.
All good.
Not.
All good.
So the things that I want to bring up, we'll start.
I'm not gonna bullshit you. If you want to start from the beginning,
You just tell me what happened.
Okay, so fill me in. How far back am I going? Are we going before everything happened?
You tell me everything that you think you may have done or could have done differently.
Okay. Yeah, no.
You do.
Sure. So there's a lot. I'm just gonna go through my whole day. It was a 5-hour shift, and then within my 5-hour shift, it was a shit show from beginning to end. So I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna bullshit you.
Okay.
I got on duty, and as you saw, probably, maybe, I don't know, I start my day off on the roof. So I was on duty about probably 10 minutes, and I saw 311 come in from Kyle Pred in regards to a FOIA, and I was still starting my day. I'll be honest with you, I start my day off pretty simply. I usually give myself a couple minutes before going on patrol. I had not left the PD yet. He had questions about FOIAs. He said he's been waiting hours. I said, you know what? Let me start off with this. Have a conversation. Hindsight 2020, should I have? Let's be honest, probably not. But I had just been on duty a couple minutes. So I think this is going to be the start of the issues because part of the start of this was Slacks reaching out and asking for my status. So I figure if there's anything I know, there was probably a conversation about that. Answer on that, Pred needed help with FOIAs. He told me he'd been waiting hours for a single officer to come up. He thanked me for taking a couple minutes out of my day. I said, no problem. I said, we have shit going on. I need to go. I leave. Give me just a second. Chat, I'm gonna go in emote mode for this because there's gonna be a lot that gets brought up, and I really, as much as I love you all, I appreciate you all, but I'm sorry. So obviously everything popped off. I got on radio. I said, hey, I'm on the way now. I grabbed my gear, whatever. I honestly don't remember. What I do know is that Slacks reached out, and I'm like, hey, sorry, on radio now. 41, on my way. Where do you need me? So went out, and I proceeded to do my thing. I circled the hospital. It was me and Jackson Decker. We were both clearing the hospital, securing it for whatever situation had transpired prior. And at that point, a 911 had come through in relation to a stolen scout at Mosley's. And Slacks had said, Flop, Decker, break off this, go check out for that scout. I said, okay. So we drove over to Mosley's, found Red Harrington, and we proceeded to ask. We couldn't locate him at Mosley's. There were like 87 people there. So I said, okay. 311, 911, reply to him, figure out where the hell this car went. It went southeast. Okay, so we drove down to the docks. We're code 6ing. At this point, the shit show started with Lenny, where he was berating and screaming about the competency of PD, the whole thing, back and forth.
Okay, we skipped 1 second.
What?
When did the 78s and the actual shootout happen? Because we're already at the
Oh, yeah.
screaming.
Like I said,
When did that?
It happened while I was doing the FOIAs. I'm not even gonna bullshit you about that. I know that's what you're looking for.
That is what I was looking for.
Yes.
And we went around that.
Yes. Why did I not go to the 78s?
Yeah.
Because I was on duty like 8 or 10 minutes.
But you're doing police work.
Yes, I'm doing police work. Here's the lesson that I'm gonna take from this. Should I have done it? No. I also think that it is also wrong that someone waited multiple hours for FOIAs, and I had not been ready to go out on patrol. Was I doing police work inside? Yes. Should I have done it? Should I have broken off? Sure.
Yes.
Moral of the story for that is I fucked up, and from now on, I will not be starting my day off at the PD. I'm going to be going back to my house, and I'm going to start my day off by a slow drive coming south on Polito. And the moment I get on duty, I'm grabbing my gear and getting in a car and leaving the police department.
I think you're taking this and you're going about this the whole wrong way. It's not even that. It's how do you when you're on radio and you hear, were you on radio at all?
No, I wasn't even on radio.
You're on radio.
Yeah, no.
But you're seeing these fucking 78s and you don't even, do you care to ask? Do you care to ask about, hey, what's going on? Do you guys need 77s? Do you guys, why are there cops getting shot?
No.
From what I know, 5 cops went down, Flop.
No, there were 3. Doesn't change the
Okay.
fact. It doesn't. Yeah, I know. Listen, Bones, there's something you're going to learn about this conversation, and I'm not trying to look at this negatively, and I'm not coming with an attitude. This is genuinely how I'm taking punishment. I'm going to tell you where I fucked up. No, I didn't get on radio. No, I didn't ask. I was in the middle of 2 emails and trying to wrap up the 15 to 20 FOIAs I had to go through. I was on duty a couple minutes. I was conducting police work. Should I have broken off the FOIAs to respond? Yes. 100%.
Okay. I don't want that to just get like
No.
played off
I'm
as
not.
like it's not a big deal. That's a big fucking deal.
I know it's a big deal. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with that. I could have conducted myself very differently there. I take a couple minutes to start my day when I get on duty to give myself a minute to start off. I do it every day. Granted, I respectfully, I'm just not going to do that anymore. When I'm ready to go on duty, I will go out on duty. I was going to take my couple minutes, wake up, do my thing, try to ask for a FOIA. I said, well, that doesn't require me to leave the building. I'm still starting off my day, so be it. That is my fuck up, though. And I apologize for that. That's not anything that I don't want overlooked. That was an oversight on my part. And yeah, I regret doing it.
Okay, how about Decker? He was with you for this?
Yeah, I had asked him for help.
So you asked for help for a FOIA rather than sending... Did you send him off to go to the 78s?
No.
Did you ever tell him? Why?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I asked him
Do
for
you
help.
know how bad that seems? Like how genuinely bad that seems? That you asked for help for a FOIA request, but didn't think that those people fucking getting shot out there didn't want help or didn't need help when there's actual you know how bad that looks, man.
Bones, I'm not disagreeing with that, man. I told you, and I'm telling you, I would love to sit here and have you tell me how bad it looks. I know how bad it looks.
Okay.
I fucked up. I did not send Decker out because I didn't feel that was my responsibility. He could have gone. I was still starting my day. He absolutely could have gone. That might need to be a conversation with Decker on his reasoning. He was in the middle of helping me with it. I was doing my thing. I said, if you have time, can you come help me? Did I feel it was my responsibility to send him out? To be honest with you, didn't even cross my mind. But that's, again, huge oversight. That is my fuck up. Respectfully, though, again, conducting police work, I did my thing. It was a complete oversight, and I own that, and that's okay. That is something that I've come to some kind of terms with, and that is okay. It is not okay for what I did. I accept the punishment on what happened with that.
Okay.
This conversation is there's gonna be I'd like to speak my mind at the end of this too, because I do actually have a very
You're more
strong
than
opinion.
welcome.
But
You're more than welcome.
yeah,
We're gonna go through. I'm just going through it every day, and I felt that was skipped, so I went back on.
No,
on
you're good. You're
on
fine.
The whole thing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There's something that I have preached to everybody who has been concerned about punishment, and I've told everyone, just take it on the chin. If you fucked up, just be honest and say you fucked up. Bones, up front, I fucked up,
I get that.
and I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just literally it's alarming, right?
Sure.
But I'm not gonna keep on kicking you while you already understand that you fucked up. So
Sure.
It's not like I have to teach you about what you did wrong. You know what you did wrong.
Yes.
Is there any other incidents?
Yes. I do want to make note on that. Had I been on duty and already on patrol, I think that would have gone differently. Doesn't defend or change anything, but I want that to be noted.
Okay.
But
You were on duty for 10 minutes, yeah?
yeah,
Okay.
I was not out on patrol. I was not on radio. I had not called 41.
Okay.
But I'm not looking for a defense on that. I've already owned that, and you can note that too. So we're on that call. I'm southeast. Lenny is berating and screaming and saying egregious things. 13 Alpha goes off for slacks. I said, holy shit. what the fuck just happened. Decker and I jet over. I'm gonna try and be as linear as possible with this. It's gonna be a little hard because there's a lot that happened there that was overwhelming. So just bear with me. We got on scene. By the time, so we came from the docks. 13 Alpha went off for slacks. By the time we got to the hospital, the 13 Alpha had went off for Kit. And I got on a radio and I'm like, what the fuck? Where the fuck is Kit? What is going on? So that's going on. And I went over to try and help secure where Lenny was, which was what? Crusade, the parking garage by Crusade. At this point, Barrick had told myself and Decker that we are to stay with Lenny and to not leave his sight, and that he is 100% going to be our responsibility. I said, okay. EMS come on scene. They treat, transport. Prior to the transporting, Declan Crane had walked over to the scene. I watched him walk over from the front of the hospital all the way over to the parking garage next to Crusade. No gun, no nothing. Just walked around, took off a cowboy hat, stood over the scene, didn't say anything.
Is he on duty?
Oh yeah, he was on duty.
With the cowboy hat?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So he took off the cowboy hat, he stood over the scene, looked, then EMS transported him across the street to the hospital.
When you say scene, are you saying like he
The
was
scene-
standing
The scene,
was he just like in the area, or was he like directly right with Lenny in this situation?
he was with Lenny the entire time. The entire time.
Okay.
So the scene happened, when I say the scene, I'm talking where Lenny was incapacitated, where I believe he was shot. I wasn't there for that initial. We were still southeast. We were driving up, so I don't know exactly what the events that transpired to Lenny eventually going down. I think I could put the pieces together based on what I know. But Declan, was on the initial scene where he was shot. We
Okay.
then transported Lenny. EMS transported Lenny. We followed. We told him side room, blah, blah, blah. Brought him to the side room. Damn, that's a nice sunset. Holy shit. I am now in the room. And so is Decker. And Declan had walked in behind. And then he left. And then he walked in behind. And then he stood over Lenny's bed. And for the next 5 minutes or so, this man began to berate me, began to speak negatively about the competency of me as an officer, the nature of how I conduct myself in the police department, the nature of the police department. He then
this
proceeds...
man being Lenny or Declan?
Oh, Declan.
Okay.
Declan then proceeds to load a magazine, load it into his gun, and put his gun away. And I had a fucking I had a fucking problem with that. And I'm gonna tell you now, I took yesterday off because I had stuff going on. I want you to know wholeheartedly and out of full respect, whether he knew what he was doing or not, I still felt the same implication of threat then as I do now. That we just had an officer, the man I'm supposed to trust, shoot two of our own. And the only thing Declan cared about was how the police department conducted themselves that day. And I told him, and I quote, Declan, there is a time and place. This is not the time and place for that conversation. Doctors were working on Lenny. Once Lenny came to, I grabbed Lenny. I brought him down to the side door. You know what? I forgot something because this is going to tie in. EMS got on radio and they stated that Erwin Dundee had barged his way through the hospital. As you could probably imagine, there were, I guarantee you, most of the fucking city was probably around the hospital. It was on twatter. And I heard from inside the room, shut the fuck up, from Erwin Dundee. And EMS had to get on radio and state that Erwin has barged his way through with multiple people into the hospital while we tried to lock it down. And Not once did I hear Declan make a comment or anything about helping assist EMS, but at this point, there were 4 people that were up. There were 5 people, but there were 4 that were active. Bell was in front doing crowd control. Barrick was, as far as I know, documenting 2 scenes outside. And then it was myself and Decker. And I told Decker that I do not feel safe stepping out of this room right now because 1, Barrick gave us an order to stay here. And 2, if Irwin or the outnumbering of people that he brought into the hospital is going to be an issue, no one's going to be able to help me or back me up. I said, I need to stay put for now. And he agreed.
Who was leading the scene at the hospital?
No one. Bones, it was 4 of us.
I gotcha.
It was 5, but there were 4 that were actually doing something.
Who was
And
the one person that wasn't doing anything?
Declan.
Okay.
And this will tie it. I
Okay.
brought Lenny from the hospital bed to the car, being accompanied by Decker and being accompanied by Declan. When we got to the car, Declan got on radio and said, and I quote, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this police bike here. I'd hate for it to be stolen." And I just shook my head. I said, okay. Loaded Lenny. I tried to ignore it. Drove to the PD. Mirandized Lenny. Got him into a cell with Decker. Decker had to go for the lawyer because he requested a lawyer. It is now me in the room. And Declan comes walking in and begins making comments again. Again, there. Now, before Declan was even there, I had told Decker that I'm not leaving Lenny. I don't want him being alone. At this point, Declan had walked in, and he, again, started making more comments about the PD. I'm not going to paraphrase because I'm going to be honest. I would be lying if I said I remembered everything. But I had my gun at my hip at this point. And he asked me, "Flop, why do you have your gun out?" I said, "I'm sorry." He said, "Why do you have your gun out?" And I said, "Declan, with all due respect, based on the way that you have so far conducted yourself with your friend currently behind bars, I do not feel safe." Declan then threw a rant, called 42, and proceeded to state how I'm an incompetent officer who does nothing but write paperwork, and that I should spend more time doing something other than sitting inside and doing fuck all. Was sort of the TLDR. I did not make comments. I did not comment back. I did not 10-3 him. I just let it be. I let that the fuck be. There was way too much going on in that situation, and it was enough to bother me. And I'm gonna tell you that from start to finish, in that situation, we had 5 cops that were up. We had 4 that were in the ICU, and 2 of them were shot by one of our own. And Declan, who, let's not pretend for a second, is Lenny's friend, did not at any point conduct himself as an officer from the time we got on scene to the time I had him in processing. And whether it was implied, intentional, or not, I guess it's really up to my assumption. The fact he stood over a hospital bed and made comments about the incompetency of the police department while loading a magazine and then loading that magazine into his gun did not exactly, as some may say, give me the warm fuzzies. Should I have had my gun out? You know, Bones, I don't know. One way or another, I did not feel safe. And I don't think I had any business to feel safe, considering that I'm constantly told to trust the people who wear the badge while I'm processing a guy who's wearing a badge. It broke my heart. I did not want that to be the case. And a little more fuel to the fire, just so that there's a little bit of understanding whether, again, this means anything or not. Storm came through after we processed Lenny. We're in the meeting room. Declan walks in, and the story that we all got was that Lenny was mad over a turbo. Now, whether that was true or not, that was sort of what we understood before Lenny was incapacitated. And Declan sat in his chair and said, "You guys are missing the point. It had nothing to do with the turbo." Now, it's part of our job to judge someone's character sometimes. And in that moment, what I took away from that was that Declan had zero remorse for the 4 officers, 2, again, who had been shot by one of our own, and proceeded to sit in the meeting room like a Q&A segment and proceeded to explain once again to the entire room the incompetency of the police department. And Bones, I'm going to be honest, that upset the shit out of me. It upset the beyond shit out of me to think that the remorse in the room wasn't for the 4 officers who could have died. I don't even know how many are still in the ICU. But then for him to sit in the room and to run with that again absolutely upset me. As for if I should have had my gun out or my gun at the ready or whatever you're going to call it, it was never pointed. I never aimed it. I was honest with Declan as to why it was out. In that situation, I felt that there was enough reasoning for me to feel unsafe, considering that if in a hypothetical situation, again, if Declan had pulled or done anything to threaten my life in that holding cell, let's pretend for a second, Barrick was tied up, Bell was handling half the city, and Decker was nowhere to be. I don't know where he went. I believe he went for food or whatever the case was because Lenny needed food. Wherever he was not in the room.
Yeah, I can't say that I exactly blame you for the way that you described it. Can't say I blame you. You just saw in front of you a cop shoot another cop in broad daylight, right? So
Yeah, it upset me.
I don't know.
Bones.
I get that. I'll have to speak with other people to see how they feel about it. But what I gathered with the actual reason you had your gun out, it doesn't blow my mind. It seems reasonable to me. You should have sent his ass off duty.
I was going to, but he had call 42.
Yeah, but while he was belittling you, that you should have already right then and there sent his ass off duty.
You're probably right. I probably could have conducted myself differently. I won't lie. I was a little overwhelmed in the situation. There was a lot going on.
He was getting to you. He's gotten to me. I can get it. I understand it. But there's got to be some, there's got to be some times where you can't take. You're a senior, Flop. You can't just let him do that, right? Because then you let him do that, everybody else is gonna do that, Flop. Everybody.
I don't disagree.
That's how the world works.
I do not disagree. And that actually kind of leads me to my final point, because at this point I won 42.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's talks of punishment. I'm sure there's talks of what you want. And I know that there's a senior meeting coming up that's mandatory. That brings me to sort of my final point in this. I have never felt more unwelcomed wearing this badge than I did on the 12th. To be berated by officers, to be told that I'm incompetent and don't do anything, and that I spent all my time doing paperwork, which I'm sure if anyone were to ever audit my reports, you'd probably see that. Because unfortunately, Academy and everything has been going on. I really haven't had a chance to be on patrol. And maybe there is some truth in that. I thought about this, I'm going to say about a day ago. After it happened, I thought about it, and I thought about the way that I felt. I am personally and officially requesting the revocation of my FTO cert and the demotion back to officer. The role of a senior, based on the other seniors I've spoken to, is overworked and underappreciated, and has made me miserable to be here. Not all the time, but has absolutely made me miserable. And I want to enjoy my time. And I want to be the people person that people know me as. I just don't see myself as a senior anymore. And I have a feeling, based on the events that happen, I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. But I've been thinking about this. And if that's the punishment route you would want to go, I accept it. Because to be honest with you, Bones, maybe there is truth to it. People joke about me frolicking. I do a shitload of paperwork, and I do a lot on the back end to make sure everyone is conducting themselves, and I feel like I've done beyond work to progress this PD. But maybe I'm not fit for it. Maybe it's the time. Maybe it's the pacing. Whatever it is. Sometimes I do think back to the times when I could pull someone over and write a ticket and know that I wouldn't get pulled away. And maybe that's what I need. But to be honest with you, I feel like with the amount of underappreciation I have personally received and the amount of berating I received from so many people, I really do feel like my time as a senior either is to a close, or the role of a senior needs to be reevaluated. It upsets me. It bothers me. I love my time here. I love wearing this badge. But it's really hard for me to get on duty sometimes and not feel like I'm constantly kicked down. So yeah, I fucked up on the 12th. A lot went wrong on the 12th. I did things that were probably unbecoming of an officer. I probably deserve punishment. I ignored a 13 Alpha, a couple of them. In the moment, I thought I was doing the right thing. In reality, I wasn't. And I do think maybe sometimes not being a paper pusher anymore and going back to just being a patrol officer might be the best thing for me. And if it's the best thing for everybody else, I think other people are more deserving of the role.
So, I just want to make it clear. Are you stepping down and getting rid of your FTO cert before the official punishment comes out? Just because of the actual feelings, or is it because of what you think the punishment's going to be?
I don't know what the punishment's going to be, but... And I know you need to talk with people. Can I ask what the initial punishment's going to be? Do you...
I would have demoted you.
Okay.
That would be my recommendation.
After talking with me, do you still feel that way?
Yeah. Not on the Declan situation, but on the 78 situation. On multiple things where it was at the hospital. There was 5 cops there. You guys were getting swarmed by a bunch of Dundee and all that. You didn't step up. You were the highest rank on that scene, probably, right?
No, Barrick was. I took an order from Barrick.
Barrick was at the hospital.
Yes.
He was still good. Okay. But the Decker situation where you had him come to you rather than go to the 78s, you're his highest on scene there.
He did not, to be clear, I did not call him in the middle of 78s to come help me. We had already been...
You just didn't send him away.
I didn't send him away. I did not feel like... I'm not even going to say I didn't feel like it was my responsibility. It didn't even cross my mind, Bones. Again, and I cannot stress this enough. I had not been on duty very long. I was still waking up and starting my day. And that's no excuse for what I did. But that is not the way that I usually conduct myself. And I mean that. And I think anybody that knows me and my ability as an officer knows that I do not conduct myself that way. I did something that I thought was doing somewhat right, and I was wrong. And I own that. I will accept the demotion if that's the punishment route you would like to go.
Well, I would have to speak to everybody, including Shift 3 Command, and speak to McNulty as well. But that's why I made it clear. Like, if that's something that others don't agree with, do you still want to be senior, or are you actually requesting a demotion? I need to make that. You need to make that very clear to me.
I'm gonna ask you if me accepting the demotion as part of punishment going to include more punishment, or would that be my punishment? I have no problem conducting myself as a senior until told otherwise. But I will not lie. I do think that the senior rank in general needs to be reevaluated through and through. And at this point, it sounds like there's a good chance I will not be attending the senior meeting if this is the route that it's going to go, which is okay. But if that could be my saving grace and my final words as a senior, the entire role needs to be reevaluated. It's a lot of work. And a lot of us spend more time inside than we do outside.
I would have to, honestly, I think it would be, I don't think we would do, I would have to ask. I'm going to talk to McNulty, get his. If you want my opinion, I think that you would probably still, you would get, you probably still get dapped plus the demotion either way.
That's fine.
You're not just going to get demoted, right?
No.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
plus the
fine.
daps, like that would have been probably happening either way, right?
Yeah, I'm not, to be clear, I'm not offering this as a way of getting out of anything. I know that this is going to come no matter what. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
But
I have to figure out what exactly your daps would be. But I don't think if you take the demotion beforehand, it's going to change the fact that you're going to get dapped. You don't just get demoted and that's it, right?
No.
There has to be daps that go with it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I understand that fully. I'm not stopping that. That's fine. I just want to be upfront and honest with you and tell you that entire situation, a lot went wrong that day. A lot went wrong that day. And now,
I have heard. It's not just you that I have to talk to, Flop.
I know.
Trust me.
I know. And I think that's what hurts the most, is knowing that a lot of people messed up that day. I would hope that a conversation is to be had with Declan.
Yes.
Which is a recommendation, I guess, from the senior level. As
It's already.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
I'm gonna be honest, Bones. I don't think the way I conducted myself outside of, I guess, the start of my shift, was as detrimental as I think Barrick made it sound when I told him about it. I just wish somebody was able to talk with me sooner. But I do feel like I've made up my mind a little bit, that I do hope things get reevaluated from the senior level, because when the meeting happens for the seniors, it's going to be a lot more than just me who are going to be speaking up. I know Lucas has a lot of things to say, and I know there's other seniors who have a lot that want to speak up too. And I'm going to tell you now, I don't think that people are going to be as transparent in that meeting, that mandatory meeting. Stand by. Ocean King. I forget where I was at. I'm sort of rambling right now, Bones.
I'm letting you speak as freely as you want to speak, because just the magnitude of the situation. Okay.
In my personal opinion, I don't think what I did was exactly enough for a demotion. But at the same time, it doesn't make it right. And just know that if that's the route that it goes down, I would 100% take it freely on the chin. And I will put this behind me and conduct myself better moving forward. That is a promise I can give you. And that's a promise I would give any other member of command.
Okay. Perfect. I will make all this up. I'm going to talk to McNulty as soon as I see him. I'm just going to give you the time frame. I'm going to talk to McNulty. Whatever decision we make, we're going to run through your command. And then if your command agrees with it, then you'll know as soon as that happens.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any concerns for me up to this point? Anything that I can help clarify or didn't make sense?
Before this day, what was leading to all like the senior stuff that you hated?
Well, obviously the 12th was a lot. There have been so many days where I've gotten on duty and I've been on duty for 10 hours a day. And there's a lot of calls for meetings. There's a lot of calls to talk to people. There's a lot of internal stuff that goes into works. And that's okay. I actually, quite frankly, enjoy that stuff. The joke about frolicking flop, I think some people have taken very literal, excuse me. Because a lot of it's not untrue. I think my biggest concern is that seniors have a lot on their plate. And while the delegation to seniors is healthy and good, I think there is too much delegation for seniors in general.
What do you feel like you do too often as a senior? What do you feel like your responsibilities are as a senior?
My responsibilities are to make sure that everybody from below senior, that includes officers and PPOs and cadets, are at least being heard. As far as in a perfect world, the way I see seniors is that we're kind of out there overseeing the shift. We're out there overseeing the shift. We're out there managing the shift. We're making sure everyone's conducting. We're checking unit numbers. Thumbs up. All the good stuff. The reality is that most of us have not had a chance to come up for air. I'm not even going to say for we. I, personally, struggle to find my way out of the PD sometimes. And I know that me saying that, there's going to be a backfire, right? There's going to be a backfire. And I'm going to prepare for the backfire, and you're going to giggle because I'm telling you now, when this conversation happens, it's going to come up. But I'm saying that I have a hard time getting out of the PD. And I know as soon as you mention that to whoever you're going to speak to, it's going to be, yeah, well, he had a chance to leave and he chose to write FOIAs. I own that I fucked that one up. But I will say again, that is not who I am normally. And I think most people, again, that know me, know that that is not who I am normally. Doesn't change the fact that it happened, and I take that on the chin. But in every other circumstance, even the ones that I break off for, a lot of the times we are jumbling to get on radio and to figure out what the fuck is going on because we're so busy a lot of the times inside. And I know a lot of people think I'm approachable and come talk to me and consider me someone who's trustworthy, and I can appreciate that. That's a very sweet thing that people think. Maybe it's how I carry myself, Bones. I don't know.
I think the biggest thing when it comes to a senior is they also have to know when to delegate. Just as much as if you look at the SOPs, okay, you guys are supposed to be leading scenes, bringing up issues to sergeants. You're not going to be taking every single issue and having to do a full-on report. Okay, if it's a reoccurring thing, then yeah, that's when you're going to step in and bring it up to a sergeant. But I feel like it shouldn't have to be like a everyday thing that 12 hours a day you're just dealing with reports and that like that.
Well, you know what's funny too is it's not always in shift 2. Well, actually, most of the time it doesn't actually happen in shift 2, and I think it's because there's a chain of command in shift 2. There's also a chain of command in shift 3. Chain of command in shift 3, respectfully, is all over the place. And not in terms of on paper. On paper, we have a good chain of command in shift 3, and I don't have any issues with it. The timing and availability is where it fumbles. Most of my time in shift 3 is spent inside of the PD, Because sometimes, Bones, and more times than not, I am the only senior who is sometimes around and or available.
What is like the most, like, what is the common thing that you're dealing with?
Officers coming up to me with questions. Hey, Flop, can I run this by you? Hey, I have a question about this. But the issue is that I don't like blowing people off because I think it's important that everybody gets their time heard. Because part of the issue that people told me months ago was they didn't feel like their voices were being heard. And unfortunately, because of MDT glitches, I'm sure the report is still gone in the wind, but there is a command report that I made where I sat down as many people from every rank as possible and asked them, how's your time on duty? Part of what I do as a senior, and part of what I think is of the utmost importance, because not enough people do it in my opinion, is to make sure that people are conducting themselves in a positive manner. How are you doing? I'm not doing good. Okay, let's talk about it. What's going on? What's bothering you right now? Well, when I'm on duty, so-and-so happens. Okay. Well, let's break it down. Why is it making you feel that way? Okay. Let's try and find a resolution for it now. The problem that I was told very early on was that people were not having their voices heard and felt like they were being ignored and felt like chain of command was failing because no one wanted to hear the concerns from the bottom level, specifically from the cadet and officer level. People felt like there was not enough to go up and speak to, and they didn't want to skip chain of command. Very early on, I took it upon myself to tell people, if you ever have any problems, come talk to me about it. I want you to be welcomed on duty. I want you to enjoy your time on duty. And I want you to tell me about your concerns so we can find a resolution so you can continue to proceed and enjoy your time. Because not all the time do you get to enjoy yourself. I'm sure right now you are dealing with a lot from the 12th that you're not enjoying. But it's part of the job. And I get that. It is. But I also think it's part of the job as a senior to make sure that other people are being heard. And when I feel
don't disagree, but I think there's ways you can go about it that gets you out of the office and gets you doing. Take them, ride with somebody. In shift 3, there's like what, 20 people that you probably see in a whole month, like 20 different faces. Correct me if I'm wrong.
In the PD specifically.
In shift 3, shift 3 people that you will be responsible for overseeing.
You could say that, yeah, sure. That's probably a fair assessment.
Do you think you could just, if you see someone, hey, let's ride for like an hour, I want to talk to you about some stuff. Then you're out on patrol, you're handling, you're doing your job, you're doing your shit, while at the same time you're fulfilling your responsibilities and being there for that officer.
A lot of the times I do. Like that's not out of the picture. That is something that I do. Not every conversation I think is worthy of getting in a car and being cut off every 5 minutes because someone ran a red light or a laundromat went off, right? And I think sometimes there really needs to be a proper sit down. Because a lot of people, at least early on, I had cadets tell me that they wanted to quit and give up because they didn't feel like they were being appreciated or seen. That shit broke my heart. And I feel like telling them, hey, grab your vest. We're going to go to this call, but let's have a real conversation about your feelings. As soon as we're done arresting these 3 people. Sometimes I think there needs to be a real one-on-one. And I think I give people that one-on-one a lot more than, and I'm not boasting or blowing smoke up my own ass, but I think I do that a lot more than most people. And I think that's why a lot of people appreciate that time, is because I want to give people that opportunity. And I think if there's any form of success to come out of this police department, I think giving people the opportunity to speak their mind so we can make corrections as we go is only going to progress the PD. I think I balance myself well with saying this conversation can be had in a car, hop in, let's talk. I also think there's a lot of people in the PD who really need to just have a sit down and have a real conversation. And I want to give people that time. Should I? I think so. Do I think I'm making a difference? Absolutely.
Well, I think you're right. I think that's fine. That's perfectly fair. It's just the fact that it's so often is that's where I'm like, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't think it's like an every single day thing.
It's not.
Is it?
It's definitely not. It's not like every waking minute I'm on duty, I'm getting pulled in 4 different directions. But
Because at some point it has to, you have to be able to like limit a conversation, right? Or be able to maintain that. Like you can talk to somebody for as long as, however long, but you have to know how to like get that conversation moving, how to get results out of that conversation.
I tell people that, you know, hey, when we start talking in circles, we're gonna move on. Like I tell people that. I'm very open about that.
And I don't think that the problem with you as a senior is anything with the like in-office capabilities and what you're doing with making sure those officers have somebody that they are heard by. I don't think that's the problem at all. I think the issue is just maintaining a balance of both. There's no balance of both out like within your work.
But I
don't
also
see you in shift 3, but when I see you in shift 2, and I don't necessarily see you have these meetings, right? With the officers, but obviously because it's not your shift, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think you as a senior had to be a complete role model through and through. Same with command, we had to be role models through and through with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that you would be, I don't think you would get any shit at all. And I think you understand why they give you shit if you just balanced it better with both of them. If you just balance patrolling while also being there for people and listening to people, I think you'd be in a really good spot.
I don't disagree with you. But I guess Bones, my question to you is, why am I not the only senior feeling this way? I have not expressed frustrations to any other senior. I have not communicated it. In fact, when Lucas came to me and said, hey, how you feeling like things are going right now? I actually lied. I said, I think things are going okay. And Lucas said, seriously? Because I feel like it's the polar fucking opposite. And it was daunting to me to see that I didn't even have to tell Lucas. I was in the middle of trying to get out of the PD. I was in the middle of trying to just put myself in those shoes to get on patrol. And for Lucas to step up and tell me, another senior, that, you know, essentially, bruh, shit is fucking insane right now. I feel like we're constantly under the water and we have all this on our plate, told me exactly how I should feel. And that's that this isn't, I don't think that this is a me thing. I think some of it's a me thing, and I don't disagree with you on that.
I don't think it's a senior thing either, Flop.
But why do other seniors feel that way, Bones?
It's not, everybody feels that way. Anybody in command, trust me, we feel the exact same way. High command feels the exact same way too. Maybe not the underappreciated, but just the constantly under the water with everything. Right now, the PD is not in a good state. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows
sure.
that. Everybody's job right now is as hard as it's ever going to get. It's not just a senior thing.
I'm going to say this, and maybe you will come to me and tell me I told you so. And that's okay. That's fine. And I don't take your job as a sergeant for granted, because I haven't done the job, right? Once upon a time I did, but let's be honest, times are different. So I'm going to focus on the now, because you're probably right. But when that senior meeting happens, Bones, I think there's going to be a lot more people who are going to voice a lot more frustrations. And I do think a lot of them are going to be very consistent with each other.
Which I think is, have you guys brought up these problems with your chain of command?
In recent time, no, because we've been doing academy. We really haven't had a chance to think about us. We've been thinking about the future.
So how can there be any change, though? How can there ever be any change if you're not going through the process of chain of command and how things actually get done and how things get changed?
I'll be honest, I have on a few circumstances, but in most circumstances right now, specifically right now, I'm going to say this last month, between the interviews, the setting up for academy, and everything else going on, I think there's a time and place to have that conversation. And I don't think in the middle of command coming together to train cadets to come together and be unified, I don't think that this specifically is the time to have that conversation. I think
But-
getting past this so we can actually have a real sit down is way more valuable.
I just think if you feel like you're constantly under the water and you're not reaching out to try and get help, you're just gonna drown.
Then I guess I'm drowning.
Like you can't just push it off, and complain about it, but not go without.
I haven't complained. Oh, so be clear.
You're talking about it right now, and that's what I'm saying. Why did you not bring this up? Why did you not tell Lucas, hey, we should talk to a sergeant?
I did tell Lucas, I think we should have a conversation. Not him and I, because God forbid we stayed inside for any length of time. But I said, you know, to be clear, that's not a snarky comment. We didn't have a lot of patrol units on that day. So I'm the point I'm making is that maybe you're right. I'm drowning, and maybe this all falls on me and the Jenga towers.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if seniors are having a problem, they should know to go to a sergeant and try and get things changed. That's the problem going on everywhere. Is there's complaints, there's problems, but no one's going through the proper way to try and get a resolution. How do you not see it? How do you not see that?
No.
You have to.
No. I see it fully.
Okay.
When I got senior, that's literally all Bones. That is all I did.
Senior then is completely different than senior now. Though.
Sure. I'll give that to you.
Senior
Sure.
then was a sergeant now.
Yes.
You did seniors did everything.
I don't disagree. But I did give everyone that time to take those complaints. And when I brought them to people, I was told that a lot of them were invalid. I must have conducted 15 anonymous interviews with people across shift 2, 3, and 1. And I brought them to command. And I was told a lot of them were invalidated. And I was told that a lot of the conversations that need to happen, but they needed names. And I said, I feel like giving people specific names, but a lot of people feel consistent. If you keep people anonymous so you can't go and you know, put them under a microscope, you'll find consistencies in all 15 of these that people truly feel. I have continued to voice my complaints. I have continued to speak up. But at some point, you got to put your head down and keep walking. You're going to get burned here and there. I agree with that. And that's something that I think is always going to happen. And I think everyone's going to be under the water for that. But if I were to spend all my days speaking up about the complaints, I at some point, it doesn't go anywhere, in my opinion.
At some point, it'd be like, hey, we can't do anything about that. Let's go. And then you genuinely just, at least it wouldn't be like a ongoing problem, right? It wouldn't go into more circles.
Do you know why the senior reports are there right now? Do you know why we have access to senior reports?
Yes.
Okay. Because I spoke up and said that we need to communicate more. And I said the fact that we don't have access is ridiculous. And I feel like that's only a detriment to the communication within our chain of command.
But that got changed instantly.
It did. But
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is you bring up a concern and something like that, and it will get changed.
And I did. And I continue to. Nothing has changed from that, Bones. I continue to bring up complaints. I think my integrity as an officer is incredibly valuable.
No one's questioning your integrity.
No. I'm not saying anyone's questioning it. But my point is that to who I am and what I know and how I've conducted myself, we all took an oath, okay? I took the oath and I have taken it very seriously. And I've continued to try to. And part of that oath is to make sure that I'm upholding the most that I can in my position. And I don't for a second, since I was given the privilege and honor of wearing the second stripe, have I turned around and regretted anything that I've ever done. Because I knew it was for a good cause and for a good reason. And I think we all have a different way of conducting ourselves. And I think that there are things that I can change to conduct myself better. But I don't think that that adds the weight to the idea that other seniors feel this way. I don't get the privilege of talking to a lot of the other seniors. We have a couple in shift 3. I don't see seniors from shift 1, and I rarely see seniors from shift 2. And should I have taken the time to go speak to them? Sure. Should I reach out to them and ask for a conversation? Sure. But I think that senior meeting is going to be very valuable. And I do hope that some concerns are brought up. And while I am not perfect, and while I've never claimed to be perfect, I do think that the problems that I'm having are not an exclusive issue. I think that they are an issue across the board. And I think a lot of other seniors feel that way. And sure, maybe I should have spoken up sooner.
No, I mean, I understand I guess the concern. I do want to keep on track a little bit.
No, that's fine.
About the
yeah, go ahead.
About the actual issues. I don't think the issues with like the senior role and the reason I would demote you or request a demotion is because of the lack of work you do, in the sense of anything on the field. I think it's strictly if you just don't balance it out. You're not there on the field enough. And I don't know this. This is strictly just based off a face value flop.
Mm-hmm.
So I would still have to talk to your command, and they could say the exact opposite. They could be like, hey, well in shift 3 he's holding it down. But this is just off of what I can see, and what I'm hearing with just you not just being. And I get it. You just woke up, naturally, just instantly. Hey, we got to do this. We got to do that. It's just bad. It's just bad decision making.
Sure. I don't disagree with that. I do want to, again, if anything, I'll even state it this way. I want to magnify this. A big core part of our issue, specifically with Shift 3, is something that we have heard. And the reason why I have not brought it up to you and I haven't mentioned it, actually, that's a lie. I might have made a comment about it. But a lot of the magnification for Shift 3 falls on numbers. But we've known this. This is not a secret. This is not different.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of the times it's numbers. When no one else is there, I try to be. And right now, I think it is almost impossible. I won't speak for Shift 2, but for Shift 3, it is sometimes impossible to have a healthy balance. And I'm hoping that academy that we are doing, I can't even say I really haven't had a chance. I hope that time is going to change within the next few months. I do see light at the end of that tunnel. I really do.
It's either gonna make it or it's gonna make it or break it, if you ask me. But
it's either I think our retention's not good as is, and I think that the reality is in most academies retention is always the big conversation aftermath. I'm gonna hope the retention's good on this one.
I'm just worried about FTOs more than anything. Let's move.
All good.
Here a little bit.
I do appreciate you having a one-to-one with me, Bones. I know I'm not perfect, and I know I'm not a fucking star by any means, but I really try to be where I can.
Well, I don't think anybody in this PD is perfect, including myself, so I don't expect that.
Dog, you fucking grade A. What you mean? You got a fucking mullet. Everything you say is valid.
Listen, there's things that you could probably do with the job that I could never do, right? Different aspects besides just, catching people. It's a little bit different.
I know.
I type 50 words per minute. Okay, paperwork is not my strength at all.
I want you to be honest. Did you write anything down in that conversation? Or did you record it?
I will go and get everything done and That's how I do. I just write
Okay,
bullet
all
points
right.
that remind me, and then I will do speech to text later tonight.
Okay. Hey, listen. You know what? I can I can respect
Listen,
that. That's
It's
fine.
exactly what I do. I've always done it. Bullet points to remind me of the topic, and then I will go.
We can go out of emo mode. I'll take it out real quick.
But
I think the brunt of this conversation is over.
it's just
but
how I do things.
you guys are free.
Yo. Hello?
What's up, Zwat? How you doing?
Hey, good man. Can you bump into my truck real quick, dog?
Where is it?
Right there. It's stuck
tow
at the
truck?
fucking pole, dog. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna have any help.
What? I'm confused with.
Thank you.
It's probably just
We're
Oh.
good. We're good. Appreciate
glued
it, dog.
like a
Thank you.
tongue to a frozen pole.
Damn right. Type shit.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Holly? You're a fucking star in my
ya.
books.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak to McNulty. I'll speak to him on everything that you brought up today. The stuff about the senior stuff, I genuinely, you need to talk to your command about that. I'll speak to the seniors in shift 2 and see if they have anything to bring up now that you brought it to attention.
Well, the meeting's gonna be happening very soon too, but
In 5 days, but I don't think
Yeah.
the waiting for tomorrow shit's got to stop. So we're not doing. I'm just
I
gonna
can appreciate
figure
that.
it out.
That's fine. Yeah. I do want to just make note again, so that what the fuck is that?
A DAP waiting to happen once we
What
figure out.
the fuck?
Don't get near that thing. You don't want to be near that.
That thing is
That is a
hot.
DAP-mobile.
Holy
Nope.
shit. Okay, sorry.
That is.
If there's any takeaway I want from this conversation, I have nothing to hide, and I'm more than willing to take any punishment that does come my way. You know, I'm cool with taking that on the chin. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And I understand, and I know where I messed up, and I think if it were anyone else, I would want them to also understand their punishment too, and understand where they could do better. And just know that moving forward, before punishment, I continue to want to do better. So I hope that's at least a start point in this.
No, I will make sure that is spread and noted down.
Okay, thank you, Bones.
I will also be all the stuff that you told me about Declan. That shit's not gonna fly. So I'll take all that into account as well. I really, with the whole shooting thing and having your gun, can't say I blame you too much on it.
Was it right?
personally.
Probably not, but I don't think that it changed the outcome.
I can't
You know what
blame
I mean?
you. I will.
appreciate that.
I'll have to see what other people think, but that's my vote on that. You already know. You know how I feel about the other stuff, though.
I know. That's okay. I
Figure it out.
I appreciate your whole transparency in this. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm very honest about it. Is there anything besides the do you have like any specific things that Declan was saying? If you want to just send something to me,
This is
I can do it. But
this is my
if it
problem.
was just
He said so much, and I was under so much like to focus on during that. I don't want to paraphrase and be called a liar for it.
that's fine. I will just leave it at as broad as you said, and then we'll call in Declan and ask him. Right?
If anything, if anyone asks why I don't have quotes, it's because the last thing on my list of ideas during that situation was to pull out a notepad.
That's fine.
So
No, I think it's understandable.
all right.
All right. I will see you, Flop.
Yep, I'll talk to you soon. I'm gonna grab some gear. I'll be out there.
Bye. I won't hold anything against you, by the way.
I love you, Bones.
I don't do that.
I fucking love you.
Have a good one.
Oh shit. Well, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I thought that conversation was gonna go very different. I'm playing this song again. Well, you heard it here first. Flop has requested a demotion and the revocation of his FTO. Flop is miserable. Does not feel appreciated in this police department based on the way people have been treating him.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I've sent you so many text messages over the past like few days.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
I saw
Hey,
something
how?
about Etta.
Yeah. Etta got a hold of me and she sort of gave me a rundown
Yeah, I told her
of.
not to talk about it, which
Well, I
that's
mean,
great.
okay. Etta only talked about it because it's me. She didn't talk. She didn't. We didn't. It wasn't a group setting or anything like that. Etta was, it was within the family.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, after our last family get together,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much I should be talking about, and I don't know how transparent I should be with you on a lot of that stuff.
What?
And I don't. It's not a distrust thing,
Uh-huh.
but you get where I'm coming from, yeah.
I mean, if it was coming down to like investigatorial stuff, sure.
Hmm. Who's
But if you're
texting
just like
me?
having like a shit day, then I'd of course I'd want to hear about that.
I'm gonna hang up and call you right back. Give me one sec.
All right, all right. Hey,
Hey, actually, give me one second.
sure.
Brad, is that you?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna clock off real quick. Could you? Actually, I'm gonna put my gear away. Never mind. Ziggy, do you want to come pick me up?
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I'll come get you.
It's good to see you, Radich. All right, I'll be outside in a minute. I'm just putting my gear down. I would love to have this conversation, but after what I was just told, I don't want to be caught inside the police department with my fucking pants down anymore. So,
Mm.
all right, I'll see you in a minute.
Okay, I'll
right.
see you there.
Bye bye.
Bye.
I don't know if anyone's really surprised on the way that Flop carried himself, but I'm sure if anyone has anything that they would say, I think it's pretty clear in Flop's, I guess. Sole senior on shift 3. Flop does not want to be a senior anymore. Honestly, though, the biggest surprise that Flop was not expecting Bones to agree with him. I'm pulling a gun on Declan. Thank you, Radich. Appreciate you.
Of course, man.
How you been? You been good? Oh my god, we got him back! Holy shit!
Well, I'll be honest with you, Flop. I was about to go on duty right now. I did 41, and I got on motor. And as he says, yeah, we need you on motor, he got on motor too. I got involved in this AD. The person they were chasing, had a big headache, whatever. I told him to go back to Red Garage because that's where it sounded like you said that on the radio. AD starts up again.
Let me clock off real quick. I don't want to get...
Yeah, me too. 80 starts up again. I was already kind of debating just walking back out as it was. Not anything bad, just like, do I have the energy for this? And the 80 starts back up again. Jimbo jumps on and goes, you need 77s? That makes 5 even without me. They all go to a different channel. And even though I was attached before any of those other people, once again, back to 10-8. So you know what, man? They don't need me, obviously. And that's kind of how, I don't know. I was already on the I don't know about this vibe, and now I'm on the now I know I don't want to do it tonight.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Do me a favor, because it's happening a lot, and I want to encourage other officers who I trust and Radich. You give me no reason to ever not trust you. At any point you want to, feel free to speak up and speak loud and break comms and just say, hey, whoever was the last to attach, break off, motors are on this. You have a voice that people trust and will listen to. And I think that in a circumstance where you are already attached, people need to recognize that and stop neglecting.
Yeah, you're right. I probably should just, most of the time I do speak up. I'll say, hey, that's too many. We don't need any more. Or someone will say, hey, do we need 77s? And I'll usually go, no, we don't. Pinzone was the primary, so I just kind of let him speak up, and he said, yeah, I'll never turn down a 77. So it's all good. I'm not like real bitter about it. Like I said, if I was already like high energy, like, oh, I'm gonna be 41 for a few hours, I probably would have stuck around. But I was already like, yeah, I'm gonna do it just a couple hours and head out, and now I'm just like, I'm just gonna head out.
Yeah. Nah, I don't blame you. Blow some steam. You're all good, brother.
Yeah.
If you need anything, feel free to let me know. I will always have your back, all right?
Yeah, same, Flop. If you ever need anything, let me know, man.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Trying to stay around a decent amount of hours still. So
Yeah, as am I, but here I am going off duty. I just had a long conversation about, I guess, conduct that I had, so I'm waiting on a repercussion for that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez. I'm still waiting to hear back about the lawsuit from the guy I paralyzed the other night. So
I'm not even gonna ask, Radich.
I hit him with a baton one time in the head, and then I had to move him to triage about, I don't know, a mile and a half down the road to EMS. And when I moved him, it paralyzed him. So I mean, unforeseen, but he argues I should have never moved him, and I feel bad. Of course I don't want to fucking paralyze somebody when I hit him with a baton. I'm using a less lethal device, I don't want to do that.
My 3 words that I'm gonna leave you with when you're on the stand is in good faith.
Yeah, and I mean, Bones was on the radio telling 4 of us to hit him. I'm not pointing fingers. I think what really happened was I was mobile still. Duncan pulled up, and I got out ahead of him, so I just got a jump on hitting him. But Bones was getting frustrated on the radio, saying, "If you guys aren't going to hit him, if you're not going to beat him down, you're going to let him run away. I'm going to start dapping people for not listening." So I don't blame him. He, when a sergeant says beat somebody down, you do it if that's the call,
No, definitely. I don't know. Listen, don't beat yourself up over it. Let it go through. What's going to happen in court is a judge is going to look at that, and they're going to state and try and find reason to believe that you conducted yourself in a negative way.
Yeah.
If it falls on you based on an order from a command member, it is up to the command member to make up for that. It's not going to fall on you. On paper, it's going to fall on you, but internally, it will not fall on you. So I wouldn't sweat it.
I talked to Bones, and he said he's got my back 100%. He said it's my call, and I'll stick by that. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. So
okay,
I'm not too worried, but it is what it is.
All good. Well, if you need anything, Radich, feel free to call me. I'll be around. I'm gonna hop in the car right there and speak with Ziggy for a few. But
nice ride.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's ours. We just bought it.
Yeah, that's slick. I saw one of those at the dealership. They're real nice. I mean, they're real fast too. We chase stolen ones sometimes. Nice.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, you have a good night. Enjoy. Say hi to Ziggy for me.
Yeah, we'll do, Radich. You take care, right? You be good. Howdy.
Yeah.
Oh my motherfucker. Go back.
Okay.
If I gotta see this fucking radar one more goddamn, I'm gonna shit my pants. Duchess with the gift of sub to Witch and welcome. Thank you, Duchess, for the gift of sub. I appreciate you. Anyone have any questions about what Flop just did? Because it's gonna keep going. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Good to see ya.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I just spent the first hour and a half of my day. My first phone call was to go have a long conversation with command, so that was something.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
on by here.
Fuck. Have a great day. Oh, fuck. It's fucking. Fuck Jimbo. Jimbo go fuck himself.
What did Jimbo do something?
Oh no, Jimbo's just a fucker. Fuck him.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I just am wanting to approach all of this very gently because it seems like you probably are.
No, I'm fine. I want you to know I just requested a demotion and revocation of my FTO.
Why, you requested that?
Yes.
Why?
Bones asked why, and I said, and I quote, I am fucking miserable.
Okay. All right. Can you? All right. You know what? Just give me. Give me your perspective on things.
No.
Yes.
What the
What,
fuck
what?
do you know so I could try and help fill in gaps?
I heard about the situation that happened with Lenny. I think most of the city has heard about that
Oh, yeah.
situation at this point. And then I was told that you had to process Lenny, him and his name's Declan, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Declan, talks shit. Also, Declan was acting like a fucking maniac, and you were, on the defense because of that, which is, fair enough. Lenny Hawk literally just shot several cops. Anyway, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, and then, I was told that you were worried about, disciplinary action, and then I was very upset at that notion because it sounds like you were just doing your job, and then everybody's like, flop bad. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Anyway.
that's the way that it turned out, and that's the way that it was approached when it just started. So, as soon as I got on duty, I got a call from Bones saying, hey, we need to talk. I said, oh man, I just got on duty already? Cool. So, please make me a promise. There's nothing wrong with me telling you this, but I just ask that this stays between us. I love Etta.
Of course.
But I really
course.
didn't want her spewing. So,
I get it.
I spoke with Bones, and I explained the situation. And put simply, Declan, in the situation that happened, it backfired on him enough that I had my gun out in processing with Declan there. Let me ask you a question, scenario.
All right.
Your best friend is in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
You walk in, and while standing over your friend who had just shot 2 cops, begins to load a magazine and talk shit about the police department, and then loads the magazine into a gun. You gonna trust that guy?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, when I told the command member that I spoke to about it, he was shocked. Bones is calling me. That's shocking.
What do you think?
Hey, what's up, Bones?
Okay, I'm gonna read what I got from you, okay?
Okay.
Flop goes into detail of what happened with Lenny, a kid at the hospital, and how he responded. Barrick told Flop and Decker to stay with Lenny. Then, when Flop responded to the scene, he saw what happened and was so shocked. Flop said that Declan went to the scene and pretty much stayed by Lenny's side during all this. After Declan was down and through the EMS hospital situation, he stated the whole time Declan was there that he was just shit-talking him and insulting him the entire time. Then, whenever he got to the cells, he was left with just Lenny,
I wouldn't say the
Declan.
entire time. I would say most of the time, though. Definitely
Okay.
most of the time.
Okay, I just want clarification.
No, you're good. You're good. You could either say most of the time or a lot of the time.
Most of the time. Then, whenever he got to the cells, he was left with just Lenny, Declan, and him. And he saw that Declan pulled out a magazine and then reloaded it. Flop was then.
The magazine pull and the reload happened at the hospital while he was making his remarks.
Okay. While he was making his remarks. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened in the cells? That's when you pulled the gun out. Whenever it was just him.
My gun had been out, and when he walked over, he asked why it was out. While I was in the room with just him and Lenny, and I stated, I quoted it to you before, but Declan asked why my gun was out, and I said, excuse me. He asked why my gun was out again. And I explained to him, respectfully, in the way that you've conducted yourself during this entire situation, I currently do not feel safe. That's not an exact quote. That is essentially what
I said, yeah. And at the end I said, Flop was then worried with all the circumstances from before, so he felt like Declan was about to do something. So Flop felt like it was okay to have his gun out and at his waist.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not twisting your words, but just be completely upfront with everybody.
No, yeah, that's fine.
The TLDR.
It was out at the hospital. He got loaded in. it was out when we got to the PD because we had been followed by Declan, and then he was put in. Decker walked out of the room, and my gun had stayed out. So.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, not a problem, Bones. Any questions, you call me.
I will.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, you just got a good old fucking TLDR.
Yep, I guess so.
Where was I?
You were sort of kind of there actually, which
Yeah, which
makes sense.
the timing is wild. Yeah, so Lenny had just shot 2 cops. The city fucking knows. And in that time, excuse me, Declan was over the scene, didn't have a gun out, nothing. Half the city was fucking berating.
Sure.
And I did not feel safe around Declan, who is Lenny's best friend. And we're not going to pretend that that's not the case. They are best friends. Man was then in the hospital bed while Declan walked in, stood over the bed, loading a magazine, making disgusting fucking remarks about me, the way that I conduct myself, and the police department. While his friend, who just shot 2 cops in the head and 2 others in the ICU, either are or could have died. I don't even know their status. I know Slacks is up on his feet, but the other people, no idea. And you know, that shocked me. I was like, why does this man not give a fuck about this? No gun, no nothing. Walked Lenny out to the car, and it was a whole thing. But when we were in the cells, Declan, you know, asked why I had my gun out, and I just told him, like, dude, I don't fucking trust you right now. Like, you have done nothing on this entire scene to conduct yourself as an officer or to be a helping hand in what was an entire situation. So he goes 42 and curses me out on radio, and I was like, whatever, who fucking cares? Ziggy, I'm gonna be honest, they're words. I don't give a fuck. I'm not upset with Declan, but I did tell you know, my command that you know, essentially in a predicament like that, I would do that again.
Right.
Because in a hypothetical, let's pretend for a minute that he did try something, which he didn't, but hypothetically he did try something. We had 4 active cops. 1 was doing crowd control. 1 was at the hospital photographing 2 scenes. The other one was outside the room talking to a lawyer away from me. And then there was me. If something had happened to me, not a single officer would have had the ability, the physical ability to respond.
Right.
So I deemed the situation unsafe for the predicament. And I've been given word by 1 command member that I spoke to already, who definitely wasn't Bones' smile. Just said that he actually thinks that the reason I had my gun out was justified.
Okay. I mean, I agree, frankly. Okay.
I want to be clear. Words will never fucking bother me. They just won't. What Declan did not bother me. Oh no, he said mean things about me.
Right.
Cry me a fucking river. A lot of people say a lot of mean things about me. I don't give a fuck. But in that predicament, if Declan never trusts me again, that's for him to deal with. I don't have a distrust in him. But in that moment, I had a distrust. So yeah, that happened. I also got yelled at too. I was on duty 10 minutes. Want to hear a fucking a sob story for a minute?
All right. Yeah.
The main issue that they had a problem with was that I had gotten on duty and I was not on duty 10 minutes. I requested like 30 FOIAs and I was not ready to go out on patrol. So I said, okay, let me pull Pred in and help him with these FOIAs. Cops got hit, shot, whatever the fuck it was. Cops went down 13 alphas. Again, on duty like 10 minutes. I said, no, I'm not ready to go on patrol yet. Wrapped up my stuff with the FOIAs. Got asked about my status. Said, hey, I'm on the way. meet you at the hospital, clear the hospital. They had a problem with the fact that I didn't leave the PD because of the 13 alphas. And all Bones had to say, or allegedly Bones, Smile, had to say, was, you know, you realize how bad that sounds. I said, sure, I realize how bad that sounds. But here's the reality. Every day I get on duty. If they were to take that situation and apply it times the amount of times I wake up at the PD, you know how many 13 alphas go off while I'm starting my day?
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah, I didn't go. There's a lot that I don't go to because I don't like starting my day off not having an idea as to what's going on while I'm still waking up and trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
That's what they have a problem with. And I told Bones, I said, moral of the story, and he said I looked at it the wrong way, but this is the reality. Moral of the story, I'm going to either get a beater and leave it at the PD or whatever the case is, and I'm going to commute from Polito to fucking work from now on. I am no longer going to conduct myself by being in that police department if that's what they have a problem with.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that I fucked up, and I told Bones that I own that. I own that. Should I have gone? Of course I should have gone. But it's not like I was on duty 3 hours and said, ah, fuck this, let me help out Pred. No, it was 10 minutes. So, yeah, it happened. It is what it is. I'm not going to pretend for a second that I was a saint in the situation. Of course, on paper, it's wrong. But the moral of the story is, yeah, I was on duty helping Pred, who told me that he had been waiting hours for a single officer to help him with FOIAs. And I think the fact that he needs to speak with an LEO to get a FOIA request started and that everybody ignored him for hours, he wanted FOIAs from 3 people all within statute from beginning to end. He wanted a lot.
Yeah.
Sure. But the fact that nobody decided to step up and help him, I figured, you know what? I'm still waking up, starting my day. A little bit of paperwork. I could do this real quick.
Yeah.
Was it right? Of course it wasn't right. But the fact that that was the contingency, and I said, can I ask what the punishment is looking like right now? Because at this point, I had already requested the revocation of my FTO and my role as a senior.
Crazy, but keep going.
No.
I'll talk about that in a minute. Keep going.
Okay. I asked him what punishment I was looking at already, and he said I was already looking at DAPS and a possible demotion. I said, okay. I said, I'm not requesting it, but just know that if you choose to punish me for a demotion, I will accept it.
That's okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna question: is anybody else catching any shit for this? Like in terms of the department? Obviously, Lenny, no shit. But
oh yeah, he's done.
yeah.
No. There's other people. When Bones found out about the way that we'll say other people on that scene conducted themselves, he was not very happy. And I told him that if my last grace of being a senior with an extra stripe is that Declan gets spoken to, then let that be my final fucking word. And he said no, there's going to be a conversation because he learned about it.
Okay.
And you know what's crazy about that whole situation? Do you know who led that scene? The chief of police. Who would have thought?
Okay.
What are you getting at? What's going on?
It's I don't
like this. Like,
I'm upset on your behalf.
don't get upset for me.
No, but I am though. It's fucked up. They're treating you like shit for what was reasonable on your part, frankly. You have been and are currently being shit on for just trying to do your job the way you know how to do it properly. And frankly, all of this isn't a you not wanting to do your job problem. It is an intrinsical thing that is now seated within the department as a whole. There's so many fucked up problems with it. The fact that they're harping down on you for like one fuck up and are like, yeah, fuck it, he doesn't deserve to teach, he doesn't deserve his rank, this or that. It is absolutely insane that they can't for a moment be like, look inward and be like, okay, maybe instead of ruining the morale rather of the cops who actually know what they're doing and shitting on them, maybe we should, I don't know. Okay, all right, it's whatever. I am upset on your behalf. They do not value the work that not only you were doing then, but have done over the past few months. And they see one bad thing and they hear one bad thing from the best friend of a guy who just shot fucking cops, and instead are like, yeah, let's call Flop. Yeah, Flop.
Yeah.
That was the issue. Yeah, get fucked.
Well,
Sorry.
no. I listen. I appreciate it. I really do. I want you to know something, and I want this to be clear. Rank has never fucking driven me, and it never will. And the reality of the situation is the reason I requested them to revoke FTO and to revoke senior was because for all the thankless shit that I get yelled at for, like apparently not going on patrol, maybe it'll actually do me some fucking good. Go back to just putting pen on paper and writing tickets all fucking day. Maybe that's what I need. But I'll be honest, I will not be there for the entirety of that fucking department. That department is going to fail at this rate. And I have told, I stressed to Bones that the work that I've done up to this point and the work I've done prior, I do not for a second regret anything I did. And I will never turn around and shame myself for the things that I did because I knew they were with the intent of progression for this department. But the reality and the hard to swallow pill, Ziggy, is that it does feel like I'm being magnified to some degree. Whether that be true or not, it does feel that way. But I also told Bones that he should know as well as anyone else, I don't have a fucking issue with taking punishment. Throw the book at me, dog. I don't care. What's the... Ziggy, be honest. What's the worst they're gonna fucking do? Fire me? And then what? That place is probably gonna go tits up anyway.
I'm gonna get out of the car.
Yeah, please. This
I'm just
fucking...
running gas. And I'm gonna fucking...
I don't think you can be mad on my behalf, but I don't think anyone did anything necessarily any more wrong than what I did. Did I mess up? Sure. This is my first real mistake. And it wasn't like I've been on duty for... Ziggy, it was 10 minutes.
Okay, listen. All right, I understand. If we're talking, this comes up a lot with lawyer stuff. You have the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. It's a similar thing with, let's say, standard operating procedures or even just police conduct, period, right? By the letter, sure, you may have messed up. By the spirit, you were acting in good faith. And the fact that okay, all right. Anyway, you get the point.
I wasn't standing around doing nothing. I was doing my job. The other thing too is I had another officer helping me, and I got asked another question. You were the superior. Why didn't you send that officer to go out and help? I said I didn't feel like that was my fucking responsibility. I asked him for help. I didn't demand help. I asked this other officer for help. So he's probably gonna get questioned about it too, which honestly, so be it. But we weren't just we were doing fucking work, Ziggy.
Yeah.
We weren't in the middle of shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that, yeah, I didn't go to 13 alphas. There's a lot of fucking, oh man, if I really wanted to shit on a lot of people's day, I could have walked in that room with a book of people who failed to respond to 13 alphas because they were in the middle of something. Because let me tell you, the list is long.
Yeah. No, what it is it was a really difficult and shitty situation, and they need, somebody to blame. Lenny already shot a bunch of fucking people, so now he's considered, hostile and a criminal. So you may as well fuck it. How internally can we, put this on somebody? Okay, this is a biased negative view, but whatever. It's fucking it is insane that the best friend of the guy, I'm repeating myself, whatever. It's fucking nuts. The fact that you're having to even have a conversation like this, even though you were still doing your job in good faith.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There were things that I definitely like messed up. I should, reality, hindsight 2020, I should have gone to the 13 alphas. Should have. But like you said, letter of the law, spirit of the law. I am not mad at Bones. I'm not mad at Declan. I'm not mad at Lenny. I'm not mad at anybody, to be honest with you. I really am not. I have no problem taking punishment, and I have no problem taking it on the chin and taking it for face value and looking at my superiors and saying, yeah, sure, I fucked up here, here, and here. But if we're going to talk about the highlights of where I fucked up, let's talk about the rest of the situation. And that's why that conversation took an hour and a half, was because I made sure every point that I could have made was made. And Ziggy, I would do it all over again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have done the same thing in your situation, frankly.
Yeah, I don't think that Declan operated becoming of an officer. And you know what? I guess, again, not to cycle through this one, but hindsight's 2020. The reality is that my side of it is out, and the side that I gave Bones was fact. So now it is up to him to figure out the other side. And I told him that, again, if my last saving fuck you grace as a senior is that Declan is spoken to and reprimanded for the way he conducted himself, that is a personal recommendation from a senior level. And I said, let that be the last thing that I do as a senior. Ziggy, the amount of peace I would receive to lose my rank would actually be like, I would be on cloud fucking 9. I would be on cloud 9 if they just took my rank and my FTO away. Because clearly the work that I've done is underappreciated and thankless, which is okay. I get it. But if that's the case, let someone else fucking do it. I will listen when they turn around and tell me that, hey, shit's burning and we need command to step up. Good luck. I ain't gonna be there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, I get it. Okay. All right. I have a question. In terms of just the overall,
You have a cigarette?
Fuck, I wish I had a cigarette. Like, we can go get cigarettes.
No. It's okay.
All right. What is your overall opinion of the just department as a whole? Like, how do you think that it's gone thus far, and where are you with it now?
The same thing that I've told everyone since the beginning of time. Ziggy, I love this job. I love my job. I love wearing the badge. I love being the people person people know me as. A long time ago, I had an officer come to me with a complaint, and it was an hour and a half long conversation. I'll let you narrow down who you think that could have been. And that officer said, Bob, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. About 2-3 months ago. He asked me, do you feel like you could take a week away? I said, do you want the professional answer or the unprofessional answer? He goes, unprofessional. I said, I don't give a flying fuck if this place burns up tomorrow.
Hmm.
I don't care if it came crumbling down and the building was nothing but fucking rubble. And not because of anything that the police department's done, but this is the reality, is that I continue to be a positive change in a situation that is not positive. I'm an optimist, and I know I'm an optimist, and I continue to treat myself and conduct myself as an optimist. And the oath that I took that I'm supposed to uphold and all that bullshit is the same oath that I know at one point you took. Okay? And I tell people, not often, but I'll tell you, I didn't take that oath for my captain. I didn't take that oath for my chief of police. I didn't take that oath for my peer. I took that oath for me. What does that mean? Thanks for asking, Ziggy.
No problem.
What that means is the oath is supposed to encompass yourself included with everybody, sort of on a level of compliance. The reality is that if you conduct yourself under the oath that you took and followed the system that is currently in place, you would not only fail, but the police department would fail as well. And I, since I was first hired years ago, took that oath from me. And the amount of people that used to turn around and say, Flop, you're genuinely the only good cop. You're genuinely the only person that doesn't treat me differently. You're genuinely the only person that treats me like a human being. I have to tell people that we don't have to agree with how a gang operates, with how a person conducts their business. We just have to uphold it. And as soon as they're in our custody, we don't need to treat them any differently. They are still fucking people at the end of the day. And when I'm out in the field and I am talking with a group of people who all hate the badge, but when I pull up on a scene, they all go, hey, Flop, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see ya. You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a fucking magician, Ziggy. That didn't just happen overnight. Respect goes so fucking far, and people constantly forget what respect is. And the way I conduct myself as an officer is unconventional to the way that the police department conducts themselves. And that is perfectly okay with me. That is fine. But at the end of the day, when I sit down and I lay in bed, I know, me personally, I made a fucking difference. And if no one else made a difference, or no one thinks I made a difference, it doesn't fucking matter. Because at the end of the day, I know that what I did today and what I said to Bones today is the difference I hope everybody steps up and does. I'm done ranting. I'm sorry. I'm making my fucking, some may call it a main character point, but let's be honest for a minute, okay?
I think that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I think that all of what you said is true. First off, I know that to be fact because I've seen it. So I fully understand where you're coming from. I know that you don't really care how things transpire with the people who are in charge or whatever, and your rank doesn't matter to you or whatever. And honestly, that's not, I'm not really too concerned with that either. What I am concerned about is just how overall you are treated. And I know, listen, you're a guy that says, words don't really bother me, whatever. I totally get that. And, same. It's most of the time, I'm not bothered by that shit. But to outright just disregard the work that, you have done and that you have put in, that is what doesn't sit right with me. People get, talk shit about me or like appearance, this, that, or the other, but like if I am putting in the work and the hours and doing this, that, or the other, just to have that be discredited and to see that happen to you, it irks me so fucking bad. You are not appreciated in that place. I mean, I could okay, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Can you give me an example of how you have felt appreciated within this place?
Uh, in a very unconventional way, yes.
Hmm.
I told Bones today what I will tell you. Because the question about my integrity as a senior and how I view myself as a senior goes, Bones feels like I don't have a good balance, which could be true. But I told Bones, and the key factor in what I wanted magnified in that, and what I'm going to magnify to you, is that months ago, up till now, specifically months ago before we had like a proper chain of command, right? I used to pull every single officer that I could find aside, and I asked them a simple question. Hey, how you doing? How do you feel things are going?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Keep going. Me and you have a similar job.
Okay. Oh, wait till you hear this. I'm a fucking therapist at heart.
Okay. All right.
But
oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
But I used to ask officers if I could anonymously take notes and that it will never fall back to them. Sure. Okay. I must have taken probably 15 anonymous reports and sat down with people for an hour-ish per person. And I wanted to know how they truly felt. Why? Because we're foundationalizing a PD. We're foundationalizing how things are going, how the operation of things are going. It's a foundation. The problem is that voices from the top are going to have opinions that they don't hear because they're so high up that they won't hear the people at the bottom of the ladder. So I took cadets, I took officers, I took everybody. And I pulled them aside and I said, how do you feel? And I had cadets telling me that they felt underappreciated, undervalued, and neglected. And I used to, and the reason I'm drawing this out and telling you this is because there's a key point to your question. Is how do I feel like I'm valued? I told every single one of these people, if you ever feel like you need to talk to somebody, they say respect your chain of command, I want you to come to me. I want you to feel comfortable to know that I can sit you down and we can talk about your problems and we can find a solution, because I want you to be on duty as much as I want you on duty. I want you around and I want you to enjoy your job. And since the beginning,
We're the same person. Sorry, keep going.
we low-key might.
Yep.
But the point that I made and the point that I stressed was that when no one else was available, I wanted to be the one available. And I wanted to be the one who was willing to drop everything to give somebody the time of day that they deserve. And I think the way that I am appreciated and the way I continue to be appreciated is that people want to seek me out because they are comfortable telling me about their problems. And Ziggy, I'll be honest with you. I love that. That makes me feel so appreciated to know that these people have the trust in me to come to me. And you know what's really crazy about that whole scenario? The only people who don't see it that way is command. According to a lot of other people, I don't balance myself properly. And you know what? Again, maybe there is some truth to that. But that doesn't change the fact that if we're ever going to progress instead of regress, people need to be heard. I made a giant command report with all those notes. And it's crazy. All the anonymous people I brought to command, just as a tidbit, if you want to get a little giggle out of this, I got pulled aside by a captain and they said, who answered this? Who said this? Who said that? I said, it doesn't matter who said it. What matters is that if you read all 15 of these, you will find consistencies in every single one of these. You'll find the discrepancies to put aside and that they're personal problems. But you'll find the consistencies of what is wrong, and those are the things that need to be corrected. It's not about who said it, it's about how many people said it. And you start to weed out the bullshit when you get a larger pool of people. And Command saw it more as, I think, a complaint than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't...
Okay.
Listen, I don't... Not upset. I'm not bothered. I am appreciated by the people who I think matter, and that's the people who actually spend time out in the field. People who know my value know that they see me inside a lot. I just conducted over 50 interviews, and we've been doing Academy this weekend. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have yet to be able to show up to a single fucking day of Academy because of all of this other shit going on.
Yeah.
And they're in dire need of FTOs. But what they're going to find out whenever the punishment comes is when I request the revocation of my FTO cert, it's going to be because when I originally took it, I didn't put my name in the hat. And Captain Turner pulled me aside and said, I noticed you didn't put your name down for an FTO. And I said, yeah, not interested. He goes, well, we need people. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'm willing to do it, but it's not permanent. And I think I finally hit my boiling point where I think it's time to lay down the hatchet and walk away from it and let someone else start chopping, because it's not for me anymore.
Okay. Well, I want to say that I am glad to hear that you have found people that do appreciate you and, actually value, your opinion / the work that you do. That is, I am happy to hear that. I hold the opinion that, as it stands, generally as a whole, the police department is an incredibly toxic place to be working at the moment.
Oh,
but
it's shit.
So, but I also understand the want and the need and the desire to, see if you can help improve things. Also, I get that, you really enjoy the effect that you have on people whenever you are out on the field, etc. Or even just helping your coworkers, period. I will say this. I think you need to establish some boundaries for yourself, though. And this isn't to say that you're always getting shit on or pushed around, because you're not. But in moments like this, if you show that you are willing to sort of just push your line over and over, they are going to keep you in a hole, and you'll be seen as either the pushover or the scapegoat in difficult situations like this. I just don't want them to find a reason to make your life more difficult than it already is. So in saying that,
Sorry, go ahead.
it's all right. In saying that, I think you should figure out what your line is, just in case. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I mean, we both can see that it's in a pretty fucking rough spot. And I think that who you are as a person should not be tied to a department that sees you as a cog in a wheel. To quote your father.
Yeah, that's pot beat kettle. That's crazy. I appreciate it. And you are right. I do need to set a boundary. I also think it's important as well for you to see my confidence and to understand that I don't want to use and say that it would be toxic, because I think that that's wrong. But I do think that I need to stress to you that while I am always going to appreciate the contingency that you have to this all, please do not be angrier than I am. Because it would not make sense for me to sit here and say that, yeah, things bother me, but at the same time, I know how to brush off bullshit. I've been doing it for a while, as have you been. And I think that it would be unfair and unfitting to say that something doesn't bother me and it pisses you off. And I would hope that you have the trust in me to know that I know my limits. And I know that if something's to bother me, obviously I would expect you to have some support for me. At the same time, though, if I know how to weed out the bullshit, I want to make sure that you're also not finding yourself stuck with the bullshit. Because it would be unfair to you, and it would also be relatively unfair to me, right? But it doesn't mean that I disagree with you.
Okay. And
Is that fair?
Yeah, and I respect that. I will say, you know, so to ask me to, you know, wind myself down, I don't know if I'm not gonna say that I would act or do or say anything or whatever, but in terms of how I feel, I'm always gonna be angry when someone, gives you unnecessary shit. And that's who I am. Um, and but I want you to know that me getting angry or upset or wanting to, help out in whatever way that I can, that is that's a it's not a burden that is being put on me. It is something that I want to do. I care about you, and if if I can do anything to help, then I will. Um, that being said, I also understand and respect your wishes. So I know that you'll figure stuff out, but also at the same time, I kind of want to hold you to it in terms of drawing your line in the sand. I don't want them to, push the yard line every time, some bad shit happens. All right? I don't, you know, I just don't want you to get hurt. You're literally already balding because of this shit. Like it physically, mentally affecting you. It's this. Okay, I'm gonna stop myself before I say
I need to
mean
ask you a
things.
question.
Uh-huh.
Is it bothering you because you have nothing to hold on to? Or is
What do
it
you mean?
during sex?
Oh, it's bothering me in a lot of different ways. That's only one of them, and I'll say that's a small bit, but it's mostly the fact that you're stressed out and it's causing that. you know.
I mean, to be fair, I balded because Dickhead held up an officer and requested that I shave my head.
But listen. The hair has not grown back. Okay, that's concerning.
I've been shaving
Not even
it.
like a little bit. What do you mean? What? You've been shaving it?
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. My point still stands. You lose hair because of the shit. Whatever.
Okay. It's very fucking okay.
I'm just saying. All right.
Listen, Ziggy, can you? I need you to answer something honest for me.
Mm-hmm.
We are currently on a mountain, secluded from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to be honest with me.
Okay.
Because based on what you're saying, I get the impression that you were more pissed off than I am. Do I need to worry?
No.
Because we have not talked since the family meeting. And I've had a lot on my mind.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple things that have already been in my mind that we need to do.
Wait, what?
Well, let's just yay or nay it for a second, okay?
Okay.
Based on the conversation that we had with the family, you have, we'll call it affiliations.
Okay. Yeah.
we need to renew our vows in front of a judge. Because I am not standing up on a stand if you find yourself in a shitty situation.
Yep. I agree. Yep, we should do that.
It will also alleviate complications when conducting investigations and my fucking job.
True. That is true. We should do that. In fact, we should have a whole ceremony, you know? Invite everybody.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. I think so.
I'll invite Declan and Lenny.
Maybe not them. Maybe don't invite them. Maybe not them.
Why not?
So, are you fucking... Hello? Are you stupid? Why the fuck? Why would we invite them? They just... One shot at cops, two called you bad at your job. Fuck that guy. And that other guy.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I just, you know.
Listen, I'm gonna put your worries at ease, right? I have a question. I told you about a long time ago that guy named Jack Knife, right?
You
it's a long,
I was gonna say you
time
told
ago.
me about your past a long time ago, and it's not that I haven't forgotten it, but
It's been a while.
the
But you
specific
forgot. It's
details,
okay.
yeah, the specific
That's
details are definitely not there.
All right, whatever. It's fine. Once upon a time, you know, I was very young. I don't know, in my 20s, something like that. Young, dumb, was a cop. You know, I was doing police stuff back then. But whatever, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna tell you this story, and I want you to know that that is not where my mind is at, but it's to demonstrate.
I know
like,
that you
know,
have a level, and there's a stepping stone that skips like 15 stones.
Okay.
I get that.
What?
That's not a bad thing to say. But I remember the key point to this story. I don't remember the specific details, and I want you to explain it again. But
all right. So I was engaged. I had a fiance.
You whore.
Okay. You met Hank. He was involved in this.
Fuck him.
Okay. Anyway, so there was this guy.
That little shit's got no fucking respect.
You shut the fuck up a second while I tell a story.
Sorry.
Anyway, so this guy, he was an arsonist. He liked blowing shit up, and he took a particular interest in my family at the time.
Oh my god, it's wait.
And the justice system was failing me at every turn. Could not convict the guy, and was sort of just, you know, taunting and doing this, that, and the other. Until one day I caught wind that he had actually kidnapped my fiance and Hank. So I decided to, you know, turn my radio off and go about handling business. I managed to find the guy eventually. I tossed him in the back of my car, and I drove him to the equivalent of what is the power plant just off to our left here. I strapped him up to one of those tanks, and I fucking gave him the, you know, the death that he wanted. And it's because, you know, he decided that it was going to be fun to threaten my family pretty on the regular. I haven't done anything like that since, and it took a lot for me to actually get to that point. So I want you to know that I am not there. And I respect your wishes and boundaries, and of course, you know, I would hear your side of any and everything before, you know, literally any of that. So I don't want you to worry, because it is nowhere near a situation like that, but it does make me fucking angry to hear how they're treating you.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm about to open up another can of worms that I haven't fully thought about yet. So
Okay.
I'm going to just spew this while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I do appreciate it. Second off, you said an arsonist?
He was not necessarily an arsonist. He liked explosions more than he did fire, but it's sort of like, you know, in tandem.
And you want fucking Forte.
Whoa. Listen. Okay. Listen.
You
all right?
get where I'm going with this, right?
Listen. Okay. The whole arsonist thing. It was a fucking. It's a trauma response from when he was a kid. He's got a lot of fucked up shit that happened to him, and I learned about it. And you know the identity that is the arsonist is difficult to handle or whatever.
Ooh, that's real bad timing. Oh
Is he-
God.
what?
Oh.
What? Who? What?
Ooh.
Well, answer it.
You want me to answer it?
Oh, who is it? I don't know.
Hey, Balto, how you doing?
Oh my fucking god!
Good to hear you. How you been? How you doing?
That motherfucker.
Busy, but not dead.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Oh God, Balto, the timing is really bad right now. Can I please call you
I'm
back?
just calling.
Do we remember
Well,
Balto's
you can
last name?
try, but I'm just calling to let you know. Well, A, to check on you, and B, to let you know your passes should be in the mail for the restaurant opening soon.
Oh, okay.
Hey, remember the whole all
yes.
expenses paid weekend in Miami?
Yes. I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm just calling to check on you. I'm not in the city, bud. I'm just calling through.
No, you're good.
I think I need to go wrestle a couple bears verbally though, because I think some people in our lives are being hypocrites.
Balto.
That's fair.
Connolly. I think it was Connolly.
Balto, there might be an invitation coming your way too at some point.
Oh, what's this then? Are you finally getting promoted to chief of police?
No, not getting promoted. I would love to have you at Ziggy and I's wedding.
I actually get to attend this time.
Yeah.
I didn't get to attend the last one.
Yeah, we're gonna do vow renewals, and I would love for you to be there.
I would love nothing more. It would please me greatly.
Perfect. Well, listen, I appreciate you letting me know.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, expect an envelope. Probably they'll be coming certified mail in like a week, give or take. Should be two it'll be 2 plane tickets. It'll be a packet of printed out reservations for the hotel and spa, and it will be
Can you
2
tell me how to spell
passes
Balto's
on
last name for the
lanyards for the
invitation?
restaurant opening.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
And don't lose them. If you lose them, security won't let you through at the restaurant.
Okay, I will make sure that they're in a safe spot. As long as their house doesn't burn down before it, then I'll make sure they're in a safe spot.
Why would the house burn down?
Because it's a Dark Roads family.
You know what?
The house
Good point.
The house gonna burn down, whether metaphorically or physically.
Stop saying that.
House might burn down.
Stop it.
All right. Well, try to keep it to a metaphorical burning, because speaking from experience, literal house burning is a pain in the ass to deal with. Tell your husband when he wakes up tomorrow that I'm gonna try and give him a call. And I think spread it into the universe that I think I had a thought. It's gone. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all good. Well, when I see him, I will let him know.
All right. You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye, Balto. Bye-bye. Okay, so why no to Balto?
What do you mean, why no to Balto?
I think Balto going would be a great idea.
Come here. We can see the reason from here.
And I say again, I think Balto would be great.
That is no.
Hey, you know what? Let me explain something to you, buddy. Okay. Hat's coming off.
Jesus Christ, put that back on.
I get this one, bitch.
Can you remind again? How do you spell Balto's last name?
What? Why? What do you?
It's Connolly, right? Well, if we're gonna invite him, I gotta have a list to invite people.
What is
right?
in that book? What? There's no way you started an invitation list now. What the fuck is in that book?
It's just on a page in the book that I write about clients.
Can I see it?
That's technically privileged information. and
You
against the
carry
law.
around privileged information in a book.
Yes, that's
And
that's
what if the
because it's
house burns
protected.
down? Boom! There goes all of your privileged information. The only privilege
Well-
you have is the roof of a Camaro. Now what?
Speaking of which, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, we're not fucking no.
No, you listen. Okay, here's the thing. You need to put it in my name. I don't care whatever decisions you want to fucking
What
make with it or
difference does
whatever.
it make if it's in my name or
scuffed.
yours? It's scuffed for me too. So either I get fucked or you get fucked. One of us is getting fucked.
No, because you get to drive around in a bunch of whole different cars all day. This is the car. This is it. I wake up.
What
and if
happened to
this
your
thing-
other car?
It's all the way down at the fucking apartments.
So
if this,
move the car.
No. You don't understand. Because whenever you happen to get stranded or whatever, you can be like, beep boop, 125 and need a pickup, memer, whatever. Somebody comes and gets you. Okay, when I get stranded, I have to call for like 10 to 15 to 30 an hour to try and get somebody to get me a fucking ride because there's no taxis around.
I'm about to wire you. I'm about to wire you.
Go on the limit list. Go on the limit list. Search up taxi right now. See if there's
No,
one around.
I'm
Go ahead,
good.
do it.
I'm
No,
good.
Go do it.
I'm good. You want to listen? It makes no difference. I needed a car.
Oh my
I
God.
want it in my name.
That's. I
like the
literally-
fact that we're having a
my
very
God.
serious conversation over scuff, and I love that for us. But
listen, I just fucking need it so I can recover the car. Okay, you want to make any decisions with it? Whatever. I have no problems transferring it back. I don't give a fuck. I just need it. Period. This is how I get to and fro. This is literally the car that I operated.
just to clarify, this is over scuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I'll make you a
whatever.
deal. Since it's scuff,
All right.
I'll make you a deal. If I put the car in your name, you have to uninstall and quit Smite.
I was literally playing earlier. You're a fucking dickhead. You're such a dick. Oh my God, I hate you. Oh, you fucking asshole. God, my games were crazy earlier. Fuck you. Fine. Whatever. Fine.
You mean that?
You
You lying sack of shit. You think
The
I'm
game
gonna
is dog
believe you're
shit.
gonna quit that?
Listen, here's the thing, all right? I should say I had a good assault game and a good arena game. I played a joust and there was a Thor that went fucking 0-13, so whatever. You know what? Fine. Fuck it. I'll uninstall it. I'll just remember that game. I'll remember that over and over and over and over because that dumb fuck doesn't know how to play the character. Okay.
Yeah, the car,
Sure,
the car can go in your name. I don't care if you quit
Nice,
Smite or
okay.
not. I just
All right.
fucking, I want you to
Nice, I
know.
need to-
I want you to know that if this car scuffs out on me now, I will break your fucking legs, man. God damn. If you leave me stranded, then
So,
what?
No. So here's the thing. Okay, here's how it's happening. Here's how it typically goes down, right? I go to work at my nice job at Mosley's, right? And Mosley's has you take your personal car to go pick up somebody else's car that you drive back to Mosley's, customize it, and then drive it back to the other person.
You do
Problem
not
is,
park the car?
Shut up. I do park the car. I parked the car. I've even put things in the glove box and in the trunk to make sure, hey, maybe it won't fucking vanish. Wrong. Doesn't matter. Because if it's sat there alone by itself on the, wherever I parked it at, if nobody passes by within a certain time frame, goes the car. That's it. Gone. Just like that. And I can't get it back. And now I'm stuck on the middle of Great Ocean Highway, almost in fucking Toledo, and I'm walking.
You can't. What?
No.
Okay.
I can't get it back.
Here's what's gonna happen then.
Uh-huh.
That's behind us is your commuter, correct?
Yes. Yep.
We're doing a trade-off.
That's fine. That is fine.
I want the car that you're not using. God forbid I ever get stranded. It's gonna stay at the house, but I need
fine.
somebody to park at the PD.
Okay.
Is that
yeah,
okay?
Sure. Yeah, that's.
It's
yeah,
still
totally fine.
yours, but if you would rather that in your name, I need your car in my name so that I have something to go off of. I'm not stealing your car. You're fine.
You want me to be honest, Flop? The car that I have that's in my name currently is faster than that, and it's a 4-door. So.
Oh, and why not use that?
That's because I like
it
the
doesn't
look
look
of this one.
cool. Yep, it
But-
doesn't look fucking cool. Suck a fart out my ass. Look at that. Shocker. Ping
Okay, we have
pong.
to- All right, fine. Let's
Go do this now before I fucking.
I was gonna say we're gonna fucking forget, and it's gonna be a whole thing. All right. Okay, but we do need to talk about.
In all seriousness,
sorry,
real quick, if the group disagree, if the disagreement, it sounds like most people are going to be in disagreement on Balto. I have no problem telling Balto that, you know, it won't be the case, but understand there's going to be a lot of repercussion from that.
Yeah, it's just I fucking, you know, I really like Balto. I like Balto. I fucking do. You know, he's a nice guy. He's always been.
Yeah, but it fucks
you know,
up
good to the
plans.
family. But also the thing that he did, not great. Really, really difficult. But also at the same time, I understand why he kind of did it. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm fucking torn and whatever. It's gonna be more of a concern about your fathers than it is for me, because I know that you can handle yourself, but also they're very protective. So you know, yeah. Okay.
We're not doing ring shopping today.
Right.
Relax.
Aside from that, Forte, listen, he's just a fucking screwed up kid. That's it. And the identity that is an arsonist is manageable and can be handled. So he's not actually a threat. It's just he's a little fucking. He can be difficult, but I understand why. And also, the day that Dark. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The day that Dark really like shat on me, and you know, had that whole conversation with him, Forte showed up at the house and he, you know, in his own way was trying to be comforting and, you know, sat there and talked to me for a little bit. And I felt like such an asshole because, you know, Forte had some, you know, he's got that difficult mental shit that goes on, and I, you know, was pushing him out because of it. To be fair, you know, we are just trying to be guarded and, you know, be protective. And
speaking of protective, why the fuck are these things so rampant?
That's
anyway.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, no, I know the Panthers are a nightmare. Anyway, but in doing so, I thought to myself, I'm like, am I treating this kid who's got these problems like Dark is, and making him feel like he isn't wanted? And I asked him, I was like, do I make you feel like you aren't wanted? And he said yes. And oh my god, I felt like the biggest piece of shit. Yeah, so that is where I'm at with that. I know he's got his problems, and it's, you know, it could be dangerous and it's a little scary, and we have enough on our plate already. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. It's
I mean, I don't hate Forte.
No.
We need to get through our shit.
Yeah.
Before we take on more shit.
Yeah. I agree. Okay. All right. So we've arrived there. Nice, great. You understand that my affiliations will not cause you problems in terms of you complaining to me about things, so that's good. Don't worry about that. Nice. All right. Also, just know that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Who the fuck is calling me? Is this the person who's been texting me? Oh wait, it's not. Who is this? Hold on. Hello.
Well, howdy there, insert shift name officer. My name is Cletus Cornwood, and I'm running for PD liaison. Do you like knowing that you have a strong red, white, and blue patriot ready to fight for you and your wants and needs? Want to know that you and your family will be taken care of by a thick Texan man whose only job is walking a thick blue line? Then vote for me, Cletus Cornwood. Don't die on the hill. Let me die on it for you. And the only hill that I am going to die on is the LSPD. No one is stronger or harder than me. So vote for me, Cletus Cornwood, for PD liaison.
Why are you hard?
And remember, a vote for Cornwood is a vote for freedom.
Bro, why do you have a boner? Like what? What?
I don't know. Why are you bald? These are things we don't know.
Yeah, oh my god.
Vote for Cornwood, dude.
Jesus
What's
Christ,
up?
Davian, you can't do that to me. My god.
What do you mean?
That was good, but my god, that scared me.
Thank you. Yeah, I've leveled up. That's AI. That's
I couldn't
that's
tell
my
if it was
voice.
close.
Well, yeah, so it's my voice, then it AI'd it to him. I'm gonna steal Ziggy's voice next.
Oh, you should probably steal Ziggy's voice. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, it would be kind of funny.
Ziggy said don't do that.
I guess he could, but you know.
I didn't ask.
Damien said he didn't ask.
Okay.
What's he doing
He
awake
said,
right now?
okay, we're having a conversation.
Oh shit. Tell him to
yeah.
answer his phone.
He probably won't be able to answer the second, but I would love to catch up with you at some point.
Yeah, man, we gotta freaking hang out.
I know. I every time I see you, you're always like holding a sign in front of the PD, and I feel bad.
Yeah, no one fucking calls me. It's gonna be okay.
It's
All right,
gonna be all
have
right.
Ziggy call me, okay?
I will. I'll let him know.
All right, goodbye.
All right, brother. Bye bye.
Ah, fuck.
Nice. Nice.
There we go. Okay.
Why are we leaving? What are you?
Don't worry. Don't worry.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm literally just going to park both cars down here. Hold on.
You know I have keys to my car, right? Oh man. What a very busy, important day today.
Hey, so what's the word on those turbos? Imagine.
Well, apparently if you steal them, 2 officers get shot in the head for it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, don't steal the turbos. Big angry.
Let me sell this one to you for $1. You got $1 on you?
I do actually, yeah.
Nice, okay. State ID.
You're such a relatable character. Also, some of the major challenges in my life of
1269, right?
yes.
Nice, okay. There you go.
The different perspective. Nah, it's fun. It's good. I actually really enjoy playing Flop this go around because he's so different.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay. Now
Hold on.
this one.
Oh. Woo, shit.
It's a sequential.
No, isn't it sequential, but it has the option to do the thing.
Be automatic. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how sequential.
I also
works.
kind of like this car because it doesn't look like a fast car. You're gonna get pulled over in this, so.
Yeah. That thing is. It's literally like a drag car. It's very nice. 1267.
Okay, how do I do this? Is it through the app or is it through?
So, yeah, it's through the app. So open up your vehicles app and then pick this is the Vigero. And then at the very bottom, it should say sell. And then you'll need my state ID in for $1.
State ID is what?
1267.
God, we were so
I
fucking
know,
close.
literally
That actually
2
bothers
off.
me.
2 off.
It makes sense. That was a long fucking day.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
All right, you got it?
Nice. Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Okay, so you
Is-
said you're gonna park that one at MRPD, right?
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's go do that. I'll park this and then I'll get it in
Yeah,
with
we
you and we'll go from there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. What a fucking day, man. Ooh, this is gonna be a rough. Ooh. We'll call Lucas back. Hello, Dad. What's up, Jack? How you doing, brother? Hey, Ben, man. You been good? Lucas Lavender is calling. We're gonna give this a minute. What a good song. God damn. This is a good remix. I got a call from Lucas. I'm very interested to hear how this goes. I don't know what this is going to be about, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, do you think?
Hello.
Hey, Lucas, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's happening? Talk to me.
This is the worst weekend for everything for me.
Yeah.
This weekend, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care if it was a weekday or any other weekend or any other time in my life. This weekend is the worst fucking weekend for an academy.
Yeah.
And it's killing me. I'm gonna be there today, but I'm pissed that I haven't been able to make the last two. Things keep coming up. But,
no, you're fine.
There's that. I also am getting reprimanded for some other shit, which is gonna be fun.
Well, so I want to talk to you about this. What is going on? Like, what is?
How much do you know?
Not much. Just heard, like, I guess, like, whispers, you could say, of, oh, what the fuck? Hold on, girl. Just like whispers of you possibly not wanting to do your role anymore, and I just wanted to hear.
Yeah, no, of course.
Why per se, and how you're feeling, etc.
Sure. In fact, funny enough, your name came up in this conversation. I don't know if the only person I told was Bones, so I don't know if Bones approached you with it.
Well, we spoke, but it wasn't about you specifically.
It was probably
he came and spoke to me.
It was probably
about,
how do you feel about the role of a senior right now?
Yeah.
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 You're
it
welcome.
was.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I spoke with Bones because I'm looking at getting reprimanded for something that happened, which it is what it is. I unlike a lot of people in the PD, I'm willing to own a mistake and I'm willing to take it on the chin. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, we live, we learn, we move on. And I was berated by other officers. I was cursed out by other officers. I was kind of talked down to. And we had a
who, what, when, where, and why? What shift was this?
Shift 2, obviously. But
okay, there you go.
Yeah, I was explaining to Bones that as seniors, we spend a lot of our time inside. And we recently, based on who I've spoken to within my shift, we all sort of feel a little bit of a way when it comes to feeling like we are spread incredibly thin as seniors. Incredibly thin.
Yeah.
And based on the events that happened and based on the altercation that occurred that's leading me to probably receiving definite, I guess, getting in trouble. What Bones didn't tell you is that part of my punishment is most likely going to be a demotion anyway.
Why? How does that help us at all whatsoever?
That's kind of, yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. And I explained to Bones that a lot of my time in shift 3 is spent inside. And he said, well, you can get a better balance. I said, a better balance comes with better numbers. We do not have numbers right now to be able to sometimes do both. There are some days where we are all spent inside or outside, and we don't get both. And I won't lie to you, Lucas. I did actually tell Bones that I am requesting revocation of my rank if they see me unfit.
Holy fuck. Okay.
I don't want to, and I don't want to leave shift 3 in the desk because I am. Hold on. What the fuck you doing?
Trying to open the door.
Me too. I've been trying for months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to give up my rank. I really don't. But apparently, I guess the consensus based on command is apparently my one hiccup. I'm gonna tell you what they're upset about. Okay.
What is that? What happened that is such a hiccup? What the fuck did you do?
So, Fred had been asking for help with a FOIA, or I shouldn't even say FOIA, multiple FOIAs for, and I quote, hours, and not a single officer responded. I had been on duty for 10 minutes. And I told Kyle, who, again, I didn't even have a car out yet. I immediately turned around, parked it, and I said, you know what? I haven't called 41. I'm at the PD. I start off my day slow. I think a lot of people do, but I started off my day a little slow. I didn't immediately jump in a car and get out there. I said, Pred's been asking for hours and everyone's ignored him. Let me help him. This will give me a couple minutes, start my day off, whatever. A couple 13 alphas went off. I did not respond. Should I?
You weren't 41.
Thank you. I was not 41, but according to command, I was still conducting myself as an officer. And I told Bones, I said, moral of the story, and I said, I might be looking at this wrong. I said, moral of the story, I will start going back to Polito and taking a slow drive to the PD, and as soon as I get on duty, I'll grab my gear and get right back out. But I think it's unfair to say, if I was on duty an hour, hour and a half, I think this would be different. I was still waking up. And I expressed that, and I said, I want to magnify this. I just got on duty. And this allowed me to do something productive for the PD that didn't allow me, or didn't require me to leave. Should I have gone to the 13 Alpha? Of course. Sure. On paper, I should have. But in the predicament I was in, I did not go. And even through it all, after I wrapped up, I still went to the hospital to lock it down and be a part of that situation. I just couldn't respond to the initial scene. I was dealing with roughly 30 subpoenas. There were 3 people, Marty, Mr. K, and someone else. And Pred wanted to FOIA the statute for each and every single one of them. So we had to go through a bunch of reports. And because it was overwhelming, before this 13 Alpha thing popped off, I called Decker, who was on duty, and I said, hey, can you help me with this real quick? This is a lot. And while we were in the middle of scouring and going through, 13 Alpha went off. And Bones asked me why I didn't send Decker out and why I ordered him to stay. And I said I didn't order him to stay, and I also didn't order him to come either. I asked for help. And I told him that if you know, the point of contingency is that I am deserving of punishment for that, so be it. But if for any reason I should be, you know, unbecoming of because I didn't send someone out on duty who I asked for help, as far as I'm concerned, respectfully speaking, as much as I'd love to take the fall for Decker, that was still his fucking choice.
Yeah.
So that's number one. I don't feel, even as the member of rank in that situation, I don't think that was my responsibility to send him out. He could have made a very inherent choice to do what he wanted, and he chose to stay and help. We then both left and went on that scene while we were still doing the FOIAs. And then a whole situation broke out, and that whole thing, as far as I could see, Bones agree with me on. There was some contingency about me holding a gun at my hip with Declan. I'll just TLDR this for you because I don't want this to be like a 15-minute thing. TLDR. Lenny shot 2 cops. Lenny was shot down. I got on scene. Barrick, myself, Decker, and Bell were the only active officers. There was a 5th one who was Declan. While we were on the initial scene where he was shot, Declan walked around the scene, no lethal in hand, no nothing, walked around the scene, and made a couple little remarks. Stood next to Lenny the whole time. EMS got on scene, moved him from Crusade Road to Crusade Medical into a side room so he can get medical. Declan walked in, walked out, walked in, made snarky, disgusting remarks about the conduct of me as an officer and the state of the police department. Made comments about why I had a lethal out, and then he proceeded to load a magazine.
Hello?
And then loaded the magazine into his gun while complaining about the police department. Not the fact that we had 4 officers in the ICU room, 2 of them shot by one of our own, his best friend. We then walked outside after he received medical. I put him in the back of the car. When we got outside, the only thing that Declan did was get on radio and said, yeah, I'm gonna impound this bike. I'd hate for someone to steal this. I was like, whatever, okay. Got in the car, Miranda's Lenny, brought him down to the cells. And now I am in the cells with me, Lenny, and Declan. Decker had to go get Lenny's lawyer, and I had my lethal out. I didn't hold it up to anybody. I didn't, none of that shit. The only thing that I did, I don't know who's whistling over there. Who is that? Is that you, or Lucas? Who's that? Someone's at your house.
Oh no,
I don't know.
I'm in Marina Drive.
No, you're good. But I had my lethal out, and Declan asked and said, hey, why do you have your lethal out? I said, what do you mean? He said again, why do you have your gun out? I said, Declan, respectfully speaking, I have my gun out because during this entire situation, you've given me no reason to have any trust in you. You have not conducted yourself as an officer. Declan went off, called 1042 on the radio, and on radio cursed me out for my incompetency, the fact that I don't do any police work, and I'm a paper pusher, and that I should spend more time on duty than bitching.
Can I
and
cut
moaning.
you off really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you need to come home. And I said the same thing to Rhodes. Because right now you are 2 into 3. Rhodes has been basically 1. And y'all just need to come home to mama. Okay? Because I will be so honest with you. I am not overwhelmed being a senior. I am overwhelmed by the senior bottleneck. And that obviously becoming because I am definitely the main one inside of shift 3. That being said, there's so much that you and Rhodes are dealing with that aren't even our shift just because of being out of shift. And I think you need to come home, to be honest with you, because this is just fucking insane. If the answer to this is, oh, we lose a senior, how the fuck does that help my senior bottleneck at all whatsoever?
Well, I'm gonna say
Tell
this.
me how. If anything, that just makes it worse for the things that you
yeah.
do that I'm unaware of, and then that's not happening. Now they really are all coming to me.
Yeah, no, they are gonna come to you. Bones is supposed to talk to you specifically about any conduct of me, reasoning why I should lose my rank as a senior. And to be clear, Bones asked me, are you requesting the revocation or are you looking to, or are you waiting for punishment? I said, I should probably wait for punishment. I said, does me revoking this now inherently hurt any of my other future punishments with this situation? And he gave me kind of a half-assed answer. And I said, okay. I said, I'll tell you what, I will wait until this is all over. But just know that if that's your final straw and say, then I will accept it. As much as I don't want to, Alice is supposed to get spoken to.
About what?
Just about like me in general, right? Me in general.
Girl.
What is going on? Oh God, I'm seeing things. But apparently, seniors in shift 3 are supposed to get asked about this. To be clear, the situation me holding a gun out while processing, according to Bones, was justified in his mind, and he wants to see what other command has to say about it. And he wants to, I guess, go forward with other, I guess, contingency of concerns for, I guess, if I'm holding myself to a senior standard. And I told Bones, and I'm going to tell you this, Lucas. I told Bones wholeheartedly, and I was very blunt with him. I said, there is not a day that goes by where if tomorrow it's all over and this is taken away from me, I do not lose any sleep at night for the work that I have done to progress the PD. Because I know that I've progressed the PD. And no one else needs to know that except the result of what has happened. And that is inherently what the point of that conversation was. And I said that the senior meeting is coming up, and if my only takeaway from this is that I made a mistake and that the request of Declan gets questioned based on the lack of competency he had on that scene, that's my final say as a senior. I said, so be it. But when that senior meeting happens, I think Bones and a lot of other seniors are going to be very surprised by the concerns that other seniors have.
Yeah.
I told him that we are spread incredibly thin. And he said that it was a balance, but I also told him that I need to magnify. A lot of it is a numbers problem. Some days we just don't have the numbers to get out on patrol and we're stuck inside. It's just the reality. It's the reality.
I've had full 10-hour shifts inside of MRPD before.
And that's what I told Bones. He said, and he even said to me.
But they don't, but this is why, and I don't mean this in like a shit talky way, etc. But these shift 2 people are just quite literally not going to understand, do the magnifying numbers that they have. Like they literally have triple us every single day.
That's what I
So
said.
that's why I'm curious. I mean, I guess to be honest, Flop, this is kind of your fault in the sense of you've been in shift 2, babe. So now you're getting reprimanded by shift 2 people and not shift 3 people.
You're 100%
Because
right.
it could have been a case where this was brought to Sky and Alice, and Sky and Alice will bring the hammer on you, but they're gonna give a very, very different mindset to that. You're getting a different mindset just due to shift inherently, which to a degree, I will be blunt with you, that is on you.
Oh yeah, no,
right?
definitely. I mean, listen,
But
I never would have
I
thought.
just disagree internally because, like I exclaimed, I'm not overwhelmed by being a senior. I'll be blunt. At this point, I've been doing the job of a sergeant as well,
Oh, yeah.
alongside the bitches. But with that being said, it is purely just the bottleneck. That doesn't mean we need 10 seniors. Maybe one more, maybe 2 more, but that doesn't mean we need to lose one. How the fuck does that help me at all?
It doesn't, and unfortunately, the repercussion of what I'm dealing with in shift 2 is going to be a detriment for shift 3. And I... How do I say this, Lucas?
Just be blunt.
Yeah, I would not be upset if they lost, or if I lost senior. I would be upset for shift 3.
Yeah.
Because I know the work that I do is valuable. I would feel bad for everybody in command in shift 3. And I continue to try and stress to myself and to Bones and to everybody else that unfortunately they don't see me in shift 3. So what they don't see is me in shift 2. You good?
Yep,
okay.
fine, sorry.
What they don't see is me in the office in shift 2 because it's not my shift. But they're going to reprimand me for it being not my shift, but it's going to hurt shift 3. And honestly, as much as it won't upset me to lose senior, it will upset me to see what that's going to do to shift 3. It is going to fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the best that I can. But I'm doing everything in my power to be as honest with Bones and as professional as possible. I even told him that I just don't see how demotion is in the picture. Did I not go to a 13 alpha? Yes. Should I have gone to a 13 alpha? Sure. What difference would it have made?
Well, I mean, it's just fucking rough because timing of everything is so shit for you, Flop, because they're putting out announcements talking about, like, if you don't respond to 77s or 78s, just go off duty, like,
yeah,
with the bluntness. And just like, I get
probably because of me. For the record.
It really is not just because of you, because I know there actually are a bunch of people that don't go, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I will be interested to see where this goes forward, to be honest. But.
I will say I appreciate your support. Not in terms of any fight, but just respectfully giving me some appreciation for what unfortunately is a shitty situation that, you're right, started out of shift. And I'm glad that you'll have my back.
Fine.
But
fine.
It's just gonna depend on, I guess, where they see fit going. And unfortunately, shift 2 command is gonna be the final say in that. And I would hope that Barrack has some sense to have some defense for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah,
if I see you after Storm, I'll see you. But if not, I hope you do well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I will be at the meeting. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, listen, after the storm, you wake up at the house, I'll drive you to work, okay? I promise we won't be long, all right?
Okay, yeah. We're gonna take a nice slow drive. We should probably do the speed limit, maybe under the speed limit, God forbid.
Wait, why?
I don't know, just because.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Be a damn shame.
Yeah.
Yo, Zed, come home.
Oh,
the Reaper's calling for you, bozo. Hi, Amanda. How you doing?
So you're leaving the PD and joining the ATFC?
You're so stupid.
Come on, man. Come on.
You're feeding into a fucking pool. You know that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You're feeding into a pool. Listen, here's a reality. I love my job. I really do. The people around me, while they don't appreciate, I do think is a problem.
All I'm saying is you can you could be doing that job, and much more. You know,
It's
I
after
swear.
Storm. I'm going out of character. Fuck the ADMC. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Wow, I can't believe this. Speaking of which,
That's crazy. I love the ADMC. Don't worry. It's not real. It's not real. I promise. Dad, don't listen. With your beautiful ears, don't listen. I'm taking that Insidious shit. No, the fuck you're not. Not canon, baby. Operation Flop is just beginning. I mean, listen, here's the reality. This was a very heavy conversation. I think I don't know. I think it'll be a very interesting time in the PD, though. Listen, I'm sure there's a future where the character goes somewhere, but Flop does still love his job. He just doesn't love where it's at right now. Honestly, Lucas's defense for Flop, I was not actually expecting. I was expecting that to go very differently. But yeah, I think Flop is a very strong character. And I think the difference between Flop and a lot of people is that he's not he's very much holding his ground. Damn, the fucking timing on that. Sandman with the raid. What is up, brother? How you been, dude? Welcome everyone. Hello, I'm Chris. I play Flop. How we doing? Hope we're doing well. We just went through some spice. Some spice. You come rob banks with me. You're so you're insane. Thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody. I'm Chris. I play Flop. You guys are amazing. I hope everyone's doing well and doing good. Genuinely. We just went through a very serious time for Flop. Flop, I don't think Flop's getting fired. But I think Flop are going to be looking at some shit at some point. Flop definitely getting in trouble. I'll say that much. You've already got a Reaper mask out for your emotes. Come home. Maybe I should come home. Damn. Over under on Chris muscle memory spawns of the PD. I won't lie. I kind of forgot. So I'm glad you said something. Well, my watch thought I just said over under on Christmas muscle memory sponsor the PD. I won't lie. I kind of forgot. So I'm glad you said something. You'll need to continue on your iPhone or iPad. Thanks, watch. Okay, sorry. Stream on. Spotted the PD. No, I'm just kidding. Well, this is a solid cover. Oh, this is a phenomenal. I can't stop listening to this. This is such a good song. Nah, but in all seriousness, damn.
Shit fart poopy pant.
Come.
Nice. All right.
All right. Before we start this conversation, was anything after Storm fucking candid?
No, dumbass.
I'm making sure, motherfucker. I'd love to say the same for Irish, but that motherfucker fucked me over. Goddamn.
Oh, that's funny. Oops.
Hey, honey.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. Okay. Take away from the conversation.
Speed limit. Speed limit. Speed limit.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I
sorry.
don't care if we do fucking 30 all the way there. They can suck my ass.
All right.
I was kidding.
Okay. Well, now we're doing this.
I was kidding.
I'll do 90. I'll do 90.
That's the speed limit. That works.
All right. Anyway, Forte not as bad as once thought, but you know we can, different plate.
We can fix him. He just let's fix us before we fix him.
Sure, that's fair. Okay. Balto did a bad thing. Who knows if wedding? Also, wedding. Need to remarry. Do maybe another ceremony potentially. Maybe like a small thing. I don't know. We'll find out.
I want to do a small, like a very small thing.
Okay.
My dad's gonna be there. Yeah, our dads are gonna be
Sure.
there. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me.
Right.
I can say that now.
Right. Yeah. True.
Do you know how bad it is that I still say like hi, not sister, to Etta? Like I like.
Wow.
It's because of the whole fucking legislation change. I
yeah.
train myself to not get caught for that shit.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think we should do a small thing. Nothing crazy.
Sure.
But go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Right. So we'll do that. We'll invite. Wait, who all do you want there?
I need my best man.
Who's your best man?
Don't worry about that.
The fuck? What? Wait, no, you're gonna tell me who your fucking best man is.
I think it's only fitting if it's Edward.
I'll kill you. I'll do it. I'll kill both you and him. I swear to God. By the way, hold on. I have to pull over and read a text message.
Oh,
I swear to fucking God. There's no way. There is no shot in hell. Hold on. Give me a second. Suck Ed like a gobstalker? Or gobstopper? There we go. Not stalker. Stopper? Are you fucking kidding me?
I told you what my rule of thumb was for Edbert.
Uh-huh.
That man wants to fuck you. And as long as I can get him to think that I give a shit about him.
You know, he's started to try and fuck Dark now as well. He's doing it all. He's going for the whole family.
Yeah, man's going for the whole orgy. Good for him.
That's
okay. So not my best man.
okay, yeah, no. You gotta have someone else be your best man.
What about like Chatterbox?
Chatterbox as your best man?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Could you imagine how funny his? I want him only for the best man speech.
Who? Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Okay.
That's listen. Chatterbox is a fuck. He's a yucker. Okay.
But is he really your best man?
Oh fuck no.
Huh.
Who's gonna be your best man?
It would be Snow.
Barry. Oh, sorry.
Who? Barry? Oh, I mean Barry could be like, you know, one of the groomsmen, but I think it'd be Snow. You know.
I have a couple of names in mind who I would make my best man. Of people who I think actually would be my best man.
Okay. All right. Well, who is it? Are you saying that because you haven't really thought about it and you know you don't actually have one at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
At least I'm honest.
Oh.
God, I haven't seen Snow in years. Is he doing okay?
No. He's good. He's old.
Really?
Yeah, he's old. You know, but he's doing good.
That man's like a leather wallet that your father had for 15 years.
What the fuck? That is. I'm not gonna. I feel like if I told him you said that, he would be angry at you.
Have you ever had a wallet that's broken in?
Yeah.
That shit's nice. It
is nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
I just think that Snow is a wallet that's broken in. He's good.
Yeah.
He's reliable. He's solid.
Yeah. I have a question.
Oh God. Yeah.
How much would your father say if I invited the club?
What?
How much would your fathers hate if I invited the club?
Absolutely,
they would hate
absolutely
that.
not.
Oh god.
If we
be
just
so
had
upset.
I'm sorry, if you just fucking shit your pants over the idea of Balto, what makes you think an entire club showing up's gonna do anything?
Oh god. But it would be so good. Maybe just like a couple of them, you know.
You're on thin ice with that one. You want him to trust you? Maybe not the one. Maybe not the one. Yo, Casey, dude.
It would also cause.
Thank you for the raid, brother. Welcome everyone. Hello, I'm Chris. I play Flop. Casey,
They'll
I had such a
they
good
may
time
even
talking
just
with you
show
today,
up.
man. What a fun one.
We'll do a small thing. It'll
We'll do-
just be the family.
It'll be. Let's just do the family, okay? Let's not make this family
Just
and best
be
man.
Family. Yeah, that works.
All right. Well, I will talk to you soon. Get some sleep. We need
If
to.
anybody gives you any more shit, you let me know, okay?
Yeah, I got you. Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Strap them to a tank and then.
Shut
I'm
the
just
fuck
kidding.
up. You're
That is
fine.
A joke. That is a joke.
You're gonna be fine. Relax.